We're in.
That to the stream there. And then
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's not very loud though.
Oh, I'll turn it up in a minute. But how do I get myself on the screen? That's how do we? There you go. There you go. So we want double layout, don't we? We want double layout.
I can't see
Victoria
you.
should come in soon. And then hopefully I just turn that off there, hide that, and there we are. Look at that.
Yeah, I can see you.
There you go. Look. There you are. Look. And then hopefully Victoria will come in soon, or someone should. There you go. Well, I fucking sent loads of invites out. So I think are we like? I think I don't know if we're live now on like. I've not got my phone look at me. It's got something smashed on that fucking cat. I tell you. It's like every time I go anywhere or do anything, it's like it does mailing, and I leave my phone charging, and it tries eating the cables, and it's like, and then it smashes. I've got a smashed screen now. For the first time ever, I'm using a phone with a smashed screen. It's like, and that's because of the cat. It's ruining my Parkers. It's ruining everything. But then I still love the fucking thing. It's like it does mailing. How can you hate something so much but you love it so much? It's like I'd have no company if it wasn't for that cat. I'd obviously have you lot. Do you know what I mean? And talking to people on the phone, but mind you, it is worse than having a child. It is worse than having a child. It really is. I'm just checking if I'm not everywhere. Where's Vicky gone? Oh, there she is. There she is. I think I can see her. Add her then. And then if we add three-way, we're going to go three-way.
We're doing three-way.
Yeah. There we are, three-way.
Grab your Vaseline.
I've invited Matt as well, and I'm invited. You two talk amongst yourself if you like. I'm just invite more people.
Is this the fluffing area? Is this the fluffing area? This is the green room,
fluffing area. Oh, yeah. Okay. This is the no. I think we're live. I wouldn't have a clue. I think we are live though, so don't swear.
Don't swear. Don't say fuck or bugger.
No, live and Big Brother, do not swear.
We are. I think we are definitely live.
So, Dad, I haven't met you before, have I?
No, I don't think so. How are you?
I'm good. I'm Victoria. Nice to meet you.
And yeah, I've watched a lot of your videos.
Have you? Oh dear. Which
In
ones?
a
One
weird
with
way.
clothes on. Those ones. The same ones. The child advocate ones. Those ones.
I'm going to try and put some earphones in because I can't hear anything.
Can you give me some names of people?
It's probably a good job.
Random names to invite.
Random names? Bob Marley.
Yeah. No, to invite to this live, just randomly.
Ziggy Marley.
Who? What?
David Bowie.
That's better.
David Bowie, is he available? He's good. He could be good. I'm just going to our group. I can't remember the names of the people in our group. That's the problem. I can't remember the names of the people in the group. So,
Bob Marley.
Yeah. Who?
Bob Marley.
He's in there. He's in there. So, Rob.
So how did you meet Dan?
How did I meet Dan? How I meet most people. How I meet Dan was through. I don't know. I think. How did we meet Dan? I don't know. I think he sold me an ice cream.
Just on your page, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Ice cream.
I'm just another victim of the system. So I was like looking for a bit of advice, then spoke to Jason. An ongoing situation, but which has actually come to an end now. Not with a positive end, but it's at an end, which is a positive thing. So.
Yeah.
How do you feel about your thing? Because obviously we've got to be careful about what we're saying because you can't say too much. How do you feel about it? How do you think you were treated?
It's funny, isn't it, with the Johnny Depp situation that's coming out at the moment. But I feel like that whole situation, the problem there is the fact that, everyone's like, oh, Amber Heard, she's a nutcase, she's this, she's that. And I don't want them to deviate away from the fact that it's not just her. And it don't matter what sex you are either, or whoever you are in a relationship, but it's not just her, is it? And I feel like the press and everyone's trying to put a spotlight on it, saying it's just Amber.
You're singing. It's toxic peoples, isn't it? It's I've said this, right. You've been traumatized by the family court process. Now, I don't believe there's any amount of money that anyone that's truly been through it and truly been traumatized by family court that would then go and re-traumatize themselves again through what they've just been through for the same outcome. But
Yeah.
if you look at it, these guys are both being paid excess of £7.5 million each to air their dirty laundry in public. They have had one court case, and they can be triggered by the most, what we would say, triggering emotional like things, both of them in the witness testimony, and walk out and high five people. And I don't know many people that have come away from a family court process where, even if they've been benefiting from maybe contact, which should be a right anyway of any parent, that they've come out high-fiving anyone. And I just think it makes a mockery of the justice system. I think these people shouldn't have flipping airtime. If we can't air Ghislaine Maxwell's court case, all this is doing is gender divide. And I don't have any sons, but I have plenty of people that do, and I think that sons and daughters need to be respected. And I just think that this is another massive, why is it that we're getting censored for certain things on Facebook, yet they'll play all day long the live hearing of, two people biting each other's fingers off and shitting on each other's pillows? I mean, when I was younger, that was called pink eye. You didn't get arrested for it.
About it, isn't it? So you're basically saying they're getting paid loads of money. I didn't know they're getting paid money. They're getting paid money.
Yeah, why? Yeah, have you not seen their face? They're both actors. This is just another gig. This is just another gig to divide gender.
That's a good way of looking at it.
Well, of course it is. What does HMRC benefit from through us all suffering from pain? We're all here. Like, collectively, think about the amount of money just us three alone have put into the family court system. Why would they want us to
where is
stop
the case? Is in
quarrelling?
America, isn't it?
Yeah,
the case is in America, but it's being aired all over here, which means that Meta advertising, the British, everyone is kind of, we're watching it, and I don't know if anyone subscribed to it. I didn't, but it gets shared every day. I get a notification going, Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial live now, and I'm like, I didn't fucking ask for this shit. And and they're bringing up, the other day they were like, live witness host, that was the tagline, and then it's got on the fucking date tape roll, which only there was only a few people on the feed. I was like, the date on the interview tape says 2021. This is not current evidence. This was used in their previous court hearing. He's
already sued her though, isn't she? She's sued him back as well, so now we're here.
Yeah. And between the two of them, in media alone, they can carry on suing each other for another 25 years and have their legal costs paid. Because every time they enter a media court battle, the media are paying for their court fees because they get full media rights. So they're win-win. As actors, they don't have to work again. The media are paying for their demise, or not. I mean, they're coming out high-fiving people.
I've not seen that yet. I'll have to have a look.
I sometimes come out of court in a good mood. I remember when I was in Nottingham with Ryan. Like he went to court in his shorts, and he walked out. He got what he wanted. He got what he wanted. He's the first and only person I've ever known to go to court in his shorts. So I was like worried. I met him in the train station. I was like, "What are you wearing?" He's like, "Shorts. I'm feeling comfortable." I'm like, "What?" I'm thinking we're going to get done here. We're going to get done. And literally, he owned it though. He owned it, but the shorts were his comfort zone. He needed to stay cool and calm and everything, and the shorts is what did it for him. And mate, the solicitor thought he had it in the bag. And then when they come out and judge made the verdict and everything, it was like, there you go. Do you know what I mean? It was like everything we wanted and more. So it was funny as hell. But you've been caught. I'm lucky that he's lucky that he got that. But you've been caught, Dan, in a way that's like you've been caught the proper short straw, haven't you? You mean like you ain't been. You mean you've done some. When you told me what you did the other day, I was like, that's almost on par with on the stuff that I used to do back in the day when I was doing silly stuff in court. But you've got your reasons for doing it. I have no reason to do it. You've got your reason to do it. Do you want to talk about can you say what you sort of did or not?
I don't know. I just think the situation I'm in, I know of 12 people that have been alienated from their kids, 12 men that have. And I've seen how they've ended up, and it was strange. I was out a few nights ago and I'm in a pub and I ended up bumping into someone on another table that's been looking at my post on Facebook saying, "Oh, what's happened to you, X, Y, Z?" And then he said, "Oh, well, my ex did the same to me. I haven't seen my kid for 9 years, and I said, well, maybe when she comes of age, she'll want to come and talk to you and stuff. And he was sort of like, well, I doubt it. She's 18 now. She's got full, access to social media. She's so poisoned against me. I got no chance. I should have heard something by now. And he's sort of, I know. Well, one of my mates was a coke addict, and he died eventually. So he replaced cocaine with alcohol. He had problems. If you delve into it and you look at his history, basically he had a daughter, and the mum moved there to Australia. He signed the paperwork to say that he could do so because he was put on him in court, but he felt at the time he wasn't a fit dad because he was under the influence of cocaine constantly. He was just in the wrong surroundings, but at the end of it, he died, and literally the depression got him in the end. I know another guy that I know quite well. He's an alcoholic. His son, he's not seen him since he was about 8 or 9 years old either. Similar situation in court. He had a drug problem. The court knew about it. Told him to take a hair strand sample. And that was that. And he couldn't really get his head around it either. And, well, I don't think it'd be long for him either, to be honest with you. But then this other guy is another guy. He's a successful person, works hard. Same sort of thing. And I said to him, he said to me, well, what are you doing? And are you going to keep fighting? And, what's your outcome? He said, I got a contact order, but she never stuck to it. And I went to court and there was no, there was no consequences for what she's done or anything like that. And he said, where do you see yourself, Dan? How much money have you spent? What do you want to do? And I just stood there. I was like, wow. And then my friend brings one of our other friends out with us, and he's a guy that I've known. Well, I don't know him, but I know his kid, and I knew her when the whole situation with him happened, and I didn't really understand it at the time. But the girl I was with, I'd known her for years and years and years, and I started seeing her again, probably I don't know, I must have been about 20, 21 at the time, 32 now. And she said, oh, this is such and such, and her dad wants nothing to do with her. And then her other kid said his name. We don't say that name in this house. And he looked traumatized, for a little bit, he was absolutely traumatized. And I was like, wow. But I didn't really understand it because I didn't really have an education on it or an understanding of the situation. I just sort of took it for what was said, 12 years later, after I had a relationship with my ex again and the child as well, and grew up, and I ended up knowing her and stuff. And he came out on a night out with me on that same night the other night. And he said to me, I said, mate, what happened, And then I showed him some pictures of his little girl, when I knew her, years and years ago. And he just looked gobsmacked, and he just said, look, she wouldn't let me see her. I didn't want to go to court because I had heard bad things, so I just wiped my mouth with it straight away. And that was that. I said, well, did you not want to see her? Why didn't you even try? He's like, I was that worried about family court. I didn't even try. He's like, believe me, I wanted to see her, and she made it hard, and the X was it. The usual problems, But now, she's about 12, 13. And it's another guy. But I was in a pub, and there was three people within 3 meters, and the whole thing, and it was all the same end result. And I'm just stood there you can fight this your whole life, or you can just accept it. And then just try and make the most of a bad situation, and try and live your life in the most positive way that you can, and try and just crack on.
That's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. That's exactly where I'm at with it, though, because I'm lucky that Lyra's 13. I'm lucky that Lyra's 13, and she knows who I am, and she knows where to find me. And she's not. And when she had whatever happened with her mum, and the phone number she knew off by heart was my number. Yeah, so the first person she called was me. So. And I'm there to do that. But I can't force her now to come and spend time with me or whatever. But that's why would she want to do that if she's going to get a hard time when she goes home? Because that's what she gets.
But that's what's so fundamentally wrong about alienation, which a lot of people don't know. It's not the process of just the contact denial. It's the physical, mental, emotional processing that happens through the psychological abuse, which is parental alienation, which leaves long-term lasting effects. It causes detachment. It causes characteristics such as BPD, bipolar. It can turn to alcoholism. The increased rate of children that have been the victims of parental alienation, whether that's, and this is something we don't take into statistics. So at the current rate, 25.7 million children are affected by parental alienation in the UK. So that's looking at the children that are involved in the parental alienation. That doesn't include the siblings. So if I was to do it for my case, that would be 25.5 million say to be safe times 3. Now that changes it a flipping hell of a lot, because my children have been alienated and they've got psychological effects from it. That's not affecting me either, that is alienated from my baby, all those weird things. And also it's the explanation to siblings that you were fine to raise them and be near them and still are, but for some reason another person has decided. Now, I'm the biggest pro 50-50 advocate on so many levels. The first thing that separates most people is greed, when money. That's what people aim for. 50-50 eradicates any form of payments even needing to take place. No contact, no payments, no nothing. You want a clean cut, there it is, 50-50. It also means that the person can go back to work. It means that both parties can work sufficiently and have caregiving responsibilities. It means that the children's frontal lobes develop properly and they get the benefit of both parties' families, because it's not just about the parents. So that's what everyone should go for. I am so fortunate with my older 2. I have that 100%. No money exchanges hands. We have Sunday roast together. We get on really fucking phenomenally well. And I, like most people, I suppose, that enter the family court system, because I had amicably had this situation with my ex and successfully lived it for so many years, I thought that every relationship could be this way. I never, ever, ever dreamed that a man or a woman, to be honest with you, would use a child as a weapon until I entered the family court process. And then, like you said, it's like standing at the bar and going, fuck shit me, it's not just me. There's someone else there. There's someone else there. There's someone else there. And well, you talk about it as a perspective of men, which is great because not a lot of people do talk about that. But it's also the perspective, which is bloody scary to me, which is opening Jason's eyes, is that I do a lot into the statistics. Who is alienated more? And what freaks me the fudge out is within private proceedings, men are alienated. In public law proceedings, women are alienated. And the reasons for removal into local authority are nearly always domestic abuse, and nearly always women and men will lose their children regardless. So say for example, there's been a domestically abusive man, the woman will still lose the children. And there's this really weird anomaly going on where it seems like actually no parent is going to win in the family court. The only person that wins is the family court.
But people don't realise that, though, do they? They don't. I see it as a business family court. I'll look at it now. It's just a business, isn't it? And I think, where are you going to spend the most money? Everyone loves to buy, like, I'm an ice cream man. Like, oh, we love spending money on our kids with the ice cream. And I know they're going to come out, the kids pay the pet, but you're always going to throw money at your kids. Always. I've spent so much dough in court, and I sit back and I think to myself, we could have given that to our daughter, you know? Or I could have bought a house. I don't even own my own house. But I've wasted over 20 grand in court. On what?
On what, yeah.
But
on what resolution?
All the barristers are there going, yeah, thanks, cheers. You know, we're £800 for a hearing for your first hearing, and then we'll talk about the rest after that, you know? If you don't need me for another first hearing again, and the judge, you know, goes sit there going, adjourn, and in the back of your mind you're thinking, more money. And then they send you on a separation parenting course, you've got to pay for that. You know.
Did you pay for that?
I did, yeah.
You've got to pay for everything.
I didn't pay for that. I didn't pay for mine.
I've paid for mine. I've paid for everything in mine. And I'm on Universal Credit.
Centre.
No,
contact centre. Don't even fucking get me there, because it's not a contact centre.
I didn't even make it that far, but I still had to pay.
Contact centres, they pay. Contact centres, they pay for that. You can't get at that. But
you have to pay to see your child. This is like a weird form of satanic ritual. No, this is judicial abuse, mate. It's in our parental rights, but you've got to pay for it.
Yeah.
That in itself in the Magna Carta is against the law. You're in a closed family court. In a criminal court, it wouldn't happen. I have chaperoned. I can speak about this. Hand on heart. Go fucking search it up. I have chaperoned fucking prison visits at a place that was predominantly full of sex offenders, where I was there watching sex offenders every single weekend, seeing their children.
It's mad, isn't it?
More than people that are fighting £35,000, like you just said, through the family court. So do you know what? I can't turn around to people and say, if you commit a crime, you won't see your children more, because statistically, you fucking do.
No. That's what I said to the judge. I said, look, how are there people out there? I'm not even allowed to say this, am I? Or am I?
Yeah, say it.
Mate, I can say
it.
this. I know people who have gone into court. I've gone into court before, and I've said exactly that. I've said, look, why there's people out there don't want to see their kids. There's criminals, and I'm having to fight. They work this hard to try and see my kid. I know of cases where there's potentially dads who abused their misses, their ex-misses, and I'm going to say I've seen the bruises. Yeah, and
we do get a lot of those.
They get in contact with the kids, and they don't have to work as hard as you or me or anything. And yeah, I did some serious. I make no excuse. I behaved appallingly at the beginning when I went in, but that's my version of appalling. These people must have. This is a different level of appalling. Yeah, this is criminal appalling.
Are they wearing suits in court?
No, they're not. No, I mean, it doesn't matter what you wear. I wear Parkers.
When I
was in the process, I was wearing a suit. I got my suits on, all that sort of stuff. But now I'm just like Parker, whatever. But yeah, I get what you're saying. That they didn't care. They didn't care. That's the thing. And then they still get their contact. And it's like, you don't care. You don't care. You get your contact. If you do care, they're going to put you through the mill because they know you're going to go through it. Because
they abuse your want to be there. And those people get financially stung. They get emotionally abused. The judicial process isn't built around fairness. And the worst part is, who does it negate the most? Because from day dot, as soon as you enter, the first thing they should do is go, child contact arrangement, please. Right, okay, we need to make this as much 50-50 or what the child's been used to up until now, starting from now. And even if that involves CAFCAS workers working around the clock to facilitate that, that's their fucking job. We would get court cases done in the 6-week time frame if that was the case. But it's taken 6 years, sometimes 12. It's abominable. Absolutely a joke.
When you speak about CAFCAS, what qualifications do you need to be a CAFCAS officer, and what experience do they have working with children? That's what I want to know.
Paralegal and social worker diploma or graduate. So they've got a degree.
They're not that clever.
They are no. Right, okay. They are clever. They are legally qualified, and at some point they've probably been a social worker first and wanted to work more on the legal side of things. The problem we've got with CAFCAS isn't necessarily the workers, because I believe they could all move over to ICFA, which has been run since May 2021, and it's so much fucking better. And if they adopted Family Superheroes CIC app as their training qualification thing, then we'd be well away, wouldn't we? But the problem we've got is Ministry of Justice runs CAFCAS, and the Ministry of Justice wrote something called the Harms Report in 2020, where they basically went, oh shit, buggery, CAFCAS is failing miserably. We'll write a report, totally admit it, because then that completely gets us off. Remember Jimmy? And then they've gone, yes, we'll write the report. None of the peeps will get really angry about it. And then the University of Lancaster, Nuffield Institute, and loads of other really intelligent people turned around and went, we're going to write something called Rapid Response that's going to look at the statistics of the harm the family court is doing. And they did. And the Ministry of Justice still hasn't created a response. They just created Alistair McFarlane. And from this, we now have a melting pot where we've got, which you've seen play out, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Why is that coming over here? Because we've got this gender divide, because reform is so close. Because if we open this up, imagine in your case, right?
She's got a point.
You've got a jury of your peers. So you've got other men that have been fucked over by, like you have, alienated for no good reason. And they're sat there going, I've got parental rights. That barrister's saying, you've got 12 people like you, like me, like Jason, listening, and they're going, has he harmed the kid? No. What's he here for? Custody. Well, why can't he fucking have it? Let's work it out. There's enough brains in this room to work out, and that would be it. Like that.
I'll tell you why. Because he's got a driving ban from fucking 2000 and 1999, so we can't see his kids because he's got a driving ban. So we need to investigate that first of all before we can see anything we can go forward.
Jason, that was 2017. I didn't get banned. Hey.
And me.
Boom.
Speeding. But the thing is that in the closed family court, that's looked upon because it's a 51% flip of a coin. Whereas in a open court, it would be beyond reasonable doubt, and it would be a 6-month time frame.
And it's wrong, though, isn't it?
But it's wrong.
I mean,
It's so
you
wrong.
can't know.
I don't drive
And if
anymore.
you had a good solicitor or a judge that knew, that's histrionic. It doesn't matter.
Hello,
When was
money.
the child born? Yeah,
Money.
exactly. There you go. There you go.
I'm not being funny. I'm not being
I've been
funny.
to court before in a criminal proceedings, yeah. And I said to the barrister, I was up for that thing actually, for the driving thing. And he said to me, look, Dan, he said, look, you pay me X amount, and I'll go in and talk to the judge because they've got you on the wrong charge here. If you just you plead guilty to the right charge, I guarantee you won't even get banned, and that'd be over. And I was just there like, right, okay. He said, you'll get 4 points, that'd be it. No ban, off you go. And I was like, right, paid him. In he went into court. Court's just a play, isn't it? They already made a decision before I even walked in there. Walked in there, yeah, Mr. Harding, bang, there you go. There's your 4 points, off you go. Boom, that was the end of it. And I was just stood there like, wow. Now the same barrister I've got now works in the prosecution.
It's a ladder we've all got to climb.
I can tell you situations now. Right? I can tell you now. There's cases like there's someone. Look, there's stuff going on in courts now. I'm gonna fucking put your neck in a minute, cat. I'm not really, obviously, because I'm not but that cat is doing it's going to eat wire. It's going to try to eat wire. It's trying to eat wire, and it's just doing made get out of it. I'm trying to keep you alive, and try and stay alive at the same time. But the point is, right? I know of situations past, and will happen again in the future, where the children there's life and death at stake. Yeah, there's life and people. There's children with like various illnesses in the world, right? And dads are being made to work to see their children on their potential deathbeds. I've got a dad who's had a broken back, and he's having to drive 4 hours. He's having to drive 4 hours sometimes to see his kid, and then when he's having to beg for overnight contact, so he doesn't have to drive 4 hours on the way back. And the kid's got an illness. Yeah, the kid's got an illness that she's not. She could, if it's not given the right medication, just somewhere else. She's.
I thought about it the other day. I thought if I was going to die,
we had to work. We had to work so hard to get that, and we shouldn't have to. It shouldn't. When it's something that's that sort of situation, and it's the other party, and I'm sure it happens. I'm sure it happens with. I just don't have them cases, but I'm sure it happens with women when the men are alienating against the women, and I know it does happen because I've got men contact before, and they've got greedy, and then they've stopped contact, and they've alienated from the mum. So no, it does happen.
Quite sad.
So Dan, well, if you could change,
weaponizing children, control freaking.
If you could change one thing, I think the process, right? It's the delay, it's the time frame of it all. Yeah. If you put it all.
Yeah, but they know that, don't they? And they string it out, and then they go, right, because it's been so long since you were last in court, we've now got to go down this line. It was your fault.
Yeah.
Okay. It's bonkers. The whole thing is just bonkers.
So I've had cases where they've been in court for like 4 years. I've gone in there with a statement saying, "Can we do this, this, and this, and this?" It's straightforward and it's basics, right?
Yeah.
And then because they've been told to do it, they've been done it. And because you told the person what they're asking for is pretty ridiculous, that's why they're dragging it out. Blah blah. They change it and they move it quickly because they. But then I think this person might even still be in process. It's maybe end. I don't know what happened. I only did one sitting with him.
But is there ever an end to the process?
No, of course there's not. Look at me now. Look at me. Look at this.
Yeah, but look at the CP. Yeah, exactly. Look at Jason. Look at the CPTSD, the social anxiety, the trusting new partners, relationships, not knowing your purpose in life anymore. I mean, HMRC.
I know my purpose.
No. I didn't mean like that. I mean, in general. I'm like saying, like, it's not just that it leaves you without your situation you were in. You've got all these new scenarios you have to deal with, and like. A lot of people before they went into the family court process didn't think they had bad mental health, and then now coming out of it, yeah, exactly. You can't help it because. But then
you're not allowed to say that though, Victoria. You're not allowed to say in court.
My mental health has been I'm one of the lucky ones.
Went to me. They're like, how are you feeling? And I'm sat there like, I don't really want to tell you, because if I did, then it'd be you've got X and Y, and I think a lot of men are just scared to go. Do you know what? I'm really struggling. I mean, who wouldn't struggle? But I'm really struggling. And we don't want to say that.
Some people, I think some people. I mean, I'm lucky. I'm one of the fortunate ones. I did all the tests and everything. Their doctors tested me and everything, and I was like, I come out with the right scores somehow. But I was always honest with everything.
Really? What you did? They gave you the right scores. Are you sure?
Yeah.
You didn't do any dodgy photoshopping, did you?
Well, no, I speak to the doctors.
No NHS. I'm a surgeon. Let me into this club business.
No. I just Mark. How do you feel here? Put your numbers down here. First thing that comes into your head. Put all your answers down. And they're like, fucking hell, you're all right. You are.
Jason, I went to see a therapist the other day, and she sat me down and she said, "You've got a lot on your plate." I was like, "Oh wow." I didn't know what to say. I was like, "Oh."
Shepherd's pie and lasagna.
Yeah, yes, please.
No, you see, I'm absolutely daisy. I'm like a rose. I'm like one of them. I'm like a rose. Like, do you know that thing on Beauty and the Beast? Yeah, it's in the glass tub. Yeah.
Well, the one that's
like,
wilting
maybe a petal might
and
fall off every
dying,
now and then, but I'm fine.
Yeah.
My friend said to me the other day, you said you have good days and you have bad days. He's like, I don't know whether I'm going to catch you on a good day or not. But I'm not like bad. I'm just if you have a bad day, you have a bad day, don't you? But it's true, and it will have good days and bad days, better days, and
man.
you know.
Always. Yeah, man. I mean, I think that's the thing. I think that's the thing. I mean, I think what's kept me. I don't know if I'm saying. I don't know if I'm weird or what. I don't really care what I am. Is the fact that I'm just me, and the fact that I have managed to hold it together, and I've held it together through talking to people, and
that's the only way I think.
Yeah. I was looking after. What do you do for work, Dan? Was it you ice cream?
I got my own ice cream business, yeah.
You make ice cream, do you?
Yeah, but I had to do it. Like I was literally right. I was in a situation. I was selling cars, and then like that happened, like with my ex, and like I couldn't work anymore. Like I was literally, I couldn't work. I couldn't do it anymore. And I'm just stood there. I was like, wow, I've got an ice cream van on my driveway. That looks all right. Off I go. It was nice. I was working like 3-4 hour days. Everyone was really nice to me. And car sales are not nice to you. It's like, I ain't telling you nothing, mate.
Kids don't bully you when you're the ice cream
man.
It's
great. They absolutely love it. And that was the love I needed. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going back.
Yes, so you
and it was.
Yeah. And now you're an ice cream man. Oh, that melts my heart.
It's the best job in the world.
That's a cherry on the top.
That's a beautiful thing.
That's made my Sunday.
Boom. Honestly, I promise you, it's the best job ever. As long as you don't eat it all, because I did put on weight really fast. I mean, I lost a bit now, but Jesus Christ, ice cream.
So what areas do you cover?
We're down in the south in Portsmouth, so like I've got a kiosk in Portsmouth, and I got my van in a place called Porchester. And then I go all over. I do like pop-up events like everywhere, like Chichester, Bognor.
Do you know what you should do? You should do an OnlyFans called and do like the ice cream man do with your like thing. Honestly, it would work. It would sex sells and ice cream does. And then this will be your first advertising hit spot. And then you could do like private parties where you serve people ice cream. Jason's like, oh my God. And then you could even say, you could do like a Liam Gallagher, like your mate Liam could come along. And
as long as he doesn't talk.
And then, yeah. No, because even if you talk, people still go, all right, mate. And it's like, clearly they notice. No, they just don't care, do they, Jason?
What? 50 quid a photo, I'll be a millionaire. 50 quid a photo.
What do you two guys do?
When I went to Reading Festival, I learned that. Then everyone's like, photo. And I'm like, fuck yeah, everyone wants a photo. And I'm like, 50 quid. I should charge 50 quid. But I didn't. I don't. But
you got some pretty quirky material.
You just said that, Dan, right? Sorry, Dan, 1 second, Vic, right? Dan, you just said that there. You fell into your job, right? You fell into what you're doing now because it gave you a little bit of love, right? Because it gave you a little bit of love and it made you miss the love you miss from your kids, right? And I've only just dawned on that, right? This last few recent years, right? 2 years ago, since I started doing what I'm doing now, because I was made redundant, and I was like, and even when I was going through that shit, I won that store manager of the year, and I was working in sales as well, but I never recovered from that. It was all an act, it was all a facade. Right, but I could sell because I was talking to people. Because the art of selling was not to sell. But ultimately, I fell into my job as well. And now that's a beautiful thing because it's like, it's like a nice. It's like how it's you fall into your life is falling into where it's meant to go because you're happier now, and because of that, it's
Yeah, but I'm not happier now. Are you happier now? Are any of you happier
than
now?
what you were. Come on now, you're never going to recover fully.
Yeah, I'm way happier than I was. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I you know, because I can go to work now and my phone doesn't ring, and then I'm getting my boss calling me into an office for a meeting. You know, so you know, if I'm having a bad day,
happier now. I'm happier now than I've ever been. I'm lonely now. I'm lonelier now than I've ever been, but I'm happier now. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I went to the state the other night to this fucking gig, right? That was a nightmare. That was a proper nightmare. It wasn't a nightmare. I was all right, but she left me halfway through.
Oh yeah, no, don't. That makes me cry. That makes me cry. Oh, it's awful. It's awful. The whole story. Don't.
I did, right? I said, oh, I don't drive, so I don't drive. So I'm like, she was like, do you drive? She's in Gravesend. I was like, no, I don't drive. She was like, well, I said, that's why I felt a bit guilty. So I was like, right, so do I order you? Do you want to order Uber, or do I meet you in the train station, or what do you want to do? She's like, well, you need. I've got my taxi driver. I've got a little local taxi driver around here, right? And he's like, he's a nice little man. He's local trade and whatnot. I said, can you pick him up over there and then come and get me? And then we'll go to North Greenwich. And then I said, how much are they going to be? 80 quid. I said, fine. Do that, 80 quid. Go to the train, buy a drink. She buys a drink for me. Actually, the drink, I think I might have been more pissed off actually, but anyway. She didn't stay until the end of the gig. And I thought, you know what, I got a bit hectic in there. Granted. She may not have fancied that, so she went to the pub. I get out, and I'm like, where are you? She's got fucking back to Dartford. And I'm like, what, you left me? No, 80 quid for a cab? I got fleeced.
So how did you meet her?
Bumble. Yeah, you see, online dating, it's not the same, is it? You see? You can't do it. But who else am I going to meet? Who else am I going to meet when I'm stuck here working all the time? Do you know what I mean? I can't, you have to sit here, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, swipe. Oh, would you? Swipe.
I had some pretty wild Bumble nights though, mate, back in the day.
Did you? I mean, I'm new to it all. I'm new to it all. Oh, yeah.
It's worse when you sell an ice cream, man. Okay, I'll tell you a funny story, right? So I was selling ice cream one day in an area, and this girl came like the first time. Then I went back a few weeks later, she came again. And she came back again, and I went, you don't remember me, do you? And she was like, oh. I was like, yeah. But before when she was talking to me, it was like, yeah, I live there, and I've got a kid, and I'm like, yeah, I'll come next to you once. Cheers. And that, Jason, is the effects I have on people. Wow.
You don't remember me?
I couldn't believe it. I was like, what?
Sorry,
this is how bad women are, though, right? This is how bad women are. They just want dick, right? No, I kid you not, right? Apart from you, you're an exception to the rule, yeah. But
hey, her friend told me she was going to shoot me that night as well when I went round there.
Really?
Yeah, she said, you're from Portsmouth. They like people from Portsmouth. You're all drug dealers. I'm going to shoot you. I was like, wow. I'm definitely not a drug dealer. What the hell are you doing with a gun? And I saw her. I was like, I saw the girl later on, and I said to her, do you still talk to her? No, she's not. So I was like, yeah, no shit.
You're definitely not going to wipe your penis on her curtains before you leave.
She worked for Ann Summers as well. Imagine the toys she had. Snip.
Yeah, exactly. No, don't trust anyone that works for Ann Summers. No, that's a horrible thing to say. That's not true.
It's got that element of surprise though. It draws you in, doesn't it?
No, because she probably has sex with bigger toys than your head, and that, for me that would be like, it could be no offense, but battery operated toys are the way to end penetration or orgasms. Just so you know, gents.
Depends who you are, though, doesn't it?
No, sadly, it's the way that the body is created. That's why there's an old saying: "Don't stay single for too long, otherwise you'll never get the same feeling again."
Hang on a minute. I've got to say something. There's a Facebook user here. Hello, Jason Appleyard. Surprised you have to do this, as you seem to have not taken my calls. Hang on a fucking minute. What's second time to myself to do something that I enjoy? For fucking hell, Jesus Christ!
You've been grilled twice in 2 days now.
Oh wow, Jesus! I do apologise.
No, I get.
I mean, I demand. What can I say?
How can you have a waiting list when you've got time to do lives? I get that.
Well, at least you've got. I'm not allowed to do something that I enjoy. Talk to people
because I will still be awake until 2 o'clock in the morning doing shit. So like, give me half an hour to fart and have a cup of tea.
Who does live streams
wow.
at 10 o'clock as
Who
well?
is this?
Or like 12 o'clock?
They're 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm taking calls all the time. If this person needs to try a little bit harder.
Jason, I think we should talk about.
Honest with him. Yeah.
I think we should talk about CMS and the constant abuse they give to their customers. Hang on, their
Have you read?
customers.
Have you read our policy?
No.
No. Jason, did you not prep him before this?
No.
Shit, look, he's going to pretend he can't hear now and that he's frozen. He's going to
didn't
stay in
leave
the
me up.
same place. He didn't leave you up. There was no fluffing in this one, was there, Jason?
Dry.
Horrible bastard. Well, basically, we have created a policy that would completely eradicate all forms of unfairness, because male suicide associated with child maintenance services is at 2.5 men a day. I don't.
Why is no one talking about it?
What was that? He's moving. He's doing that Japanese thing. He's speaking. Yeah, he's not moving, but he's going.
That's his iPhone 6.
No. I'm
Is
moving. No, John, apologies, John, but you pull him out in public. But like, I said, of course, I spoke to you the other week. And why not DM me? Do you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not allowed to do something that I enjoy.
Are you still stuck on John?
Call now.
Stuck on you.
Yes.
Got a feeling down deep in my soul, and it just.
I know I did it into my face the other day on my Facebook. It's what I make it.
Something on X Factor, isn't it?
I'm really glad you
on Facebook, right? And then they slag you
stuck on John.
How is your
He's
camera
got
so
an
good,
opinion.
Victoria?
What do you mean? What do you mean? So good? No, it's just what you're
just
looking
so
at.
clear,
isn't it? Oh.
Dan, you're full of it. I'm coming to find you in Portsmouth, and I'm going to be having all of the toppings on my Sunday.
I'm a bit scared of you, though.
So you should be.
You're a bit ruthless in some of the things. I'll sit there and go, wow. You're like my mum's like that. She's so brutal.
I've got a
like,
question here.
wow.
One second.
I'm actually really fluffy and soft and oversensitive. I just don't come across like that when I'm vexed.
I've got a question. I've actually got a sensible question and a sensible comment here. I've got a sensible comment.
Right. Go on.
I have a question.
Genuinely.
Thank you, Mark Stephen.
Genuinely,
what should you do if child requests extra time through a contact centre, but the CAF is the one who refuses extra time?
Don't worry about it. If you're allowed to, then do it.
The child wants more contact, so you've got 1 hour a week.
Yeah, but is it
Yeah, I know
under
part of the
section
details, don't you, sorry.
730? Yeah. We need to know, is it under a section 737 or 47? It all depends on the safeguarding requirements in place. The child will always, because you are the father, want more contact. It is a purpose of the system. Write a robust care plan and put that in with your application to court with your position statement to show how you can look after the child on more than one day or include more than one contact session, and say you'll pay for it. If you stump the bill, then they can't really deny it. But it does depend on the threshold you've got. They could be investigating you. So just ride it out, keep the contact notes good, and try to be patient, and always remind your child that you're happy and healthy and that you're okay, even if you're not, because that anxiety is shit for children.
See, I struggle with that. Like, how are you with your children in a situation like this? Is cotton wool the best solution for What's it depends how old they are, I suppose, but it's so hard. And, my brothers never knew their dad, and even they've been affected by the whole situation. I'd say like one of my brothers isn't as confident as me and loud and outgoing, and I've read his diary and stuff when I was a kid, and there's some stuff in there, and like I didn't know it was back then either, and it's well affected him. Even to today's life, I mean, he got the snip, and he never had any kids.
Really?
Yeah, and just because his girlfriend wanted him to, and like now he totally regrets it because he's not with her anymore. But I feel like because he was so vulnerable, and like he was so like.
Just have it? Can't you have it overturned?
I don't know. I can't believe you're told to do it.
I really want another baby. I'm so broody. I keep saying babies.
I can rank in people if you like. It's not a problem.
No.
I was going to say, that was a good answer, Dick. That was a good answer. I think I've called the cat by knocking over the head with a book. No, he's alive. It's fine. He's alive. When you're saying to be tie it back up like a tube, so you tie it back up. Do you think? So you get the snip, can you do it back together?
You can. You can have reversible vasectomies. Yeah.
Interesting.
But
What about?
I'm not having sex with his girlfriend, Jason.
I will.
Okay.
No, I'm joking.
If that's the route we're going down, why don't you get pregnant from that now?
I'll try
I'm
really
gonna-
hard.
No, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say
I'll
something
try really hard,
sensible.
but I can't guarantee anything will happen.
Imagine that if I was shooting blanks now, I'd be like, oh, that's too late. So late.
It's Vicky's fault.
That's what it was. That's what it was. I was going to say something sensible. I was going to say something sensible, right? It was like my brothers, right? My brothers. I used to be like, I was lucky enough to get away from my upbringing, right? Because I was lucky, and I was lucky enough to rub shoulders with people that taught me and educated me. You were talking about people who have been affected by family breakups and trauma of childhood, right? I didn't realise until I've got these recent years that my brothers were also, of course, impacted by the trauma of childhood. And I used to think they were just useless, but they're not useless. They've just been impacted by that. Does that make sense?
But how good is it, right? Our alienated kids, when they're older and they go to school, they're going to be around so many other alienated kids, and it's almost going to be normal. That's one positive I'm taking out of this whole really bad situation.
Oh, great. Our whole society is going to be fucked up.
It is.
No, but that's not a positive.
Yeah, it is positive because they're not going to be on their own. They're not going to be like the black sheep of the class.
Yeah, but it means that they're never going to have a stable partner because the statistics are going to be low enough. They're not going to have positive influences. Male role models will be seen as the segregation in society, and most people will be ordering sperm online. Then there'll be no positive kinship care. Grandfathers and grandmothers are going to fade into non-existence because they won't exist. They'll either be dead, separated, or because of parental conflict through the family court. I mean, this is killing off grandparents as much as it's killing off.
But at least it will be easier for them to understand. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Because Dad, I don't know my dad either. Neither do I. He's a prick. Yeah, mine's a prick as well. They're all pricks.
Yeah, but
right.
This is what's so bad, right? It's called superhero complex, right? Say, for example, your mother's told you some white lie that your dad, he died in the army.
One lie or many?
Yeah, but a white lie. So that your father died in the army as a hero and actually died on the street of a heroin overdose. You live your whole life believing this person is more than they are. And then when you find out the truth, your whole world shatters more than not having that person. I believe children should be told the truth because
I do.
Yeah, whatever they are,
yeah.
is 50% of their makeup and DNA. They've got the rest of their life to fuck up of their own actions. It's best they know the fuck ups of their fathers and mothers straight away so they don't create the same generational curses, which we keep seeing happening. And that's because it's getting worse. Yeah, it's getting far worse.
Yeah, but what we're saying is
we might all be dead in 3 days anyway. Apparently, not World War III. We're all getting nukes anyway, so
I'm going to Portsmouth. Let's just eat shitloads of ice cream.
You won't want to live here. They're literally from my window, I can see Portsmouth Harbour with 2 aircraft carriers on it right now. I'm sat there thinking, I wonder if I'll die first or.
If you start running out of ice cream,
Hey, I'll never run out.
Wow.
And we can all eat ice cream, get fat, and just live off that together.
Yeah.
So eating too much ice cream give you the shits though?
Hey?
Too much ice cream give you the shits?
I don't know. I've never had the shits from too much ice cream.
Maybe you're a bit lactose. You do look a bit intolerant.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong, I partied a lot in the 90s, didn't I? So I might look good on the outside, but my insides are fucked.
I've never heard cocaine making you lactose intolerant, but okay, if that's going to be your excuse, then...
Well, it wasn't just cocaine in my tape. It wasn't just cocaine. It was ecstasy, speed. You name it. I did it everything apart from
heroin. Racist.
Jason.
Take that. It was Parker's. It was everything.
Do you know what I wonder?
Go on.
I wonder if I ever get dragged back to court again, whether this video will come up.
Probably. Probably. I'm
Hope so.
I'll
go. What difference does it make?
They think you're a wanker anyway.
You don't like me anyway.
Yeah. You want to give him a reason. Give him a reason. No, I'm joking. No, but you're not saying anything wrong, mate. You're not saying anything wrong. You speak. You're speaking in a public forum. You haven't said anything about your case. You haven't said anything about your case. I mean, I'm
allowed to still have a sense of humour, sell ice creams, and laugh at yourself.
Yeah, you've got to, haven't you?
Yeah.
Well, funny. We've done some silly stuff in lives before, like with people we didn't even know we were live, and we've said stuff we shouldn't have said. That'll be used against him when we know that's what these people are like. You can't let. We're humans. People who wake up in every day, and I got a message the other day where someone woke up in a bad mood. They don't like the fact that whatever, but they wake up in a bad mood and they want your day to be bad and they want to ruin your day. And these people, that's not just a woman. That's not just your ex. That's not just your ex. That's not just her ex. That's not just men or women. That's a certain type of behavior. That's a certain type of person that is just like that. And that's just that. If the world wasn't like that, then we wouldn't be damaged, but then you wouldn't show how good of a human being you are. Because these people who wake up in a bad mood and want to make everyone else's life miserable, your ex making your life miserable. I don't have an ex.
So
people trying to make my life miserable. Yeah, I've got an ex as well, but she makes my life miserable. But the fact is, I don't worry about any of it. I don't care about it anymore. So don't worry about it. You've not done anything wrong. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of your history and be proud of what you've fucked up on and be proud of what you fucking learned from it.
I always thought, right, this whole situation with me, what do I tell people when they see I post a picture of my kid on Facebook? They go, "Oh, so what happened to your kid?" And I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to come out of it. I'm going to go, do you know what? I'm a victim of parental alienation. I'll give you a little bit of education on it, whether you want to talk to me, whether you want to believe me or whether you want to talk to me, whatever, I'm just going to tell you. And this is my story, and that's how it is. And it is what it is.
No, the only people that matter, only people's opinion that matters are those that matter to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And other than that, fuck them. Yeah, fuck them. You got a lot of people who fucking slag me off, moan about me, say this, whatever about me. Vicky's got it. You all have it. Everyone's got it. But these people, if they spend as much time being positive as what they do being negative, then the world
they'll be more successful.
Oh my God, the world.
You have to start your life again. You've had to start your life again halfway through your life, and you've got your own business selling ice cream, and it's a job that you love and you enjoy, and you live a happy life. Yeah, and that's it. You're making up for the stuff you've had to do a lot, mate. You've had to start your life again halfway through your life. Same as I've had to start my life. I mean, you've done a much better job than what I have, but you should be proud of yourself, man. You should be really
actually, though, that's one thing I've got to look at is if I hadn't stumbled upon this grief, I wouldn't have met you, Jason, and now you, Dan. Nice to meet you. And I also wouldn't have started the CIC, started studying law, got a social work diploma, got all my safeguarding shit, started the revolution, joined up with Amy, done the parental alienation apps. Amy's doing the ebook now. All of these things working towards reform wouldn't have happened had I not been parental alienated. So as awful as it is, one thing I can guarantee is the fact that the three of us are talking about it means that our children hopefully will not suffer because our parents weren't talking about it. Nobody's been talking about it the way we're talking about it. And this is the vibrational rise. We need to go. This is abuse to children. They are entitled to fucked up mothers and fucked up fathers so they don't become fucked up. So I never thought
it happened to me. Genuinely.
No, of course not.
I was like, no, my life's sweet. Yeah, bang. Oh, hello.
Mate, no one ever does. The amount of people I speak to, they're like, they didn't even know this world existed. I see people dress up as Batman or whatever, and I think, they're a bit stupid, but now I get it.
I used to think that was on mushrooms when they did that when I was a kid. Yeah.
I did want some of that shit, yeah. Mate, wearing lycra and climbing on top of the building.
There's a guy that used to live opposite me and he used to have wild parties. I know he did mushrooms, but he used to do that sort of stuff. And my mum was always like, yeah, he's a bit of a hippie. And
I just always wear lycra?
Yeah, do all that sort of stuff that, the Fathers for Justice people did.
I do,
That's why I thought it was on mushrooms.
See, actually, but I think we should do like a disco's flare lycra revolution, like bodysuits with flares.
I reckon if you cling onto the Houses of Parliament right now, you get killed.
Yeah. I would. Protesting is not a thing. Like, you can't protest. I'd get arrested.
I think in today's climate and situation, I think they're going to think, wow, who is this person?
Anyone who protests now is ruined. You get. I remember protesting when I was in court with protests, and my God, it almost lost my case multiple times. Yeah, multiple times. And I've had to do lots of taking things off the internet, and I'm lucky I was working in the mobile phones, so I Google and whatnot to do it, right? But I've got loads of stuff taken off the internet. There's bits on, and that's why I don't really like Fathers for Justice, or I don't dislike them. I respect what they've done and what they've achieved, but I don't like their ethos and whatnot because it impacts what they've got on their website impacts Liner. So I've asked them multiple times to take it down, and they won't take it down. But that's the only thing that's left on the internet now. Really, I think everything else has been taken off, and that. Well, mate, protesting doesn't work basically, and that now you fucking
education works though, doesn't it? And
education
talking
works.
about
Education
things.
works. Education works. Education works. Talking about it works. Just talking works.
Man, when I was little, mum and dad, I was a right rebel. I always used to say, Dan, you won't beat the system, and I used to be like bollocks. But as I've got older, and now like what's happened to me, I'll just go, you know, I won't beat the system. You know, I'll accept it, and I'll just try and make the most out of it and try and be the best person I can be. Because there's nothing else you can do. They're bigger than us.
There's an establishment. There's an establishment. And I think,
it's there. It's their agenda versus yours.
You got to play by their rules.
And if you don't fit to their agenda, you're an outsider. And you're an outsider, you're a bottom feeder. That's it.
You got to play by their rules, and then sometimes I think use their rules against them. You got to understand their rules.
That's why I was so bad in court.
What do you mean?
Because I can't.
Because you got to understand it. You got to understand the rules. I mean, that's what Vicky's good at. It's about, and that's what I'm good at. I can read it and I can understand it, and I can play within the rules.
I'm good at it for other people, but I'm shit at it for. If I could heed my own advice, I'd be fucking.
The biggest thing I struggled with in court was just trying to keep my cool, and I tried so hard, so hard, but it's all your trigger points, bang, 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 and it's learning, and then you get better for it for yourself because you learn your trigger points and you try and control. But when you go to family court, there's a whole lot of you get to know yourself, don't you?
Yeah, reflection. Yeah, you get to go, wow, this is how they've been fucking gaslighting me and fucking taking me down this path. This is how they use my emotive side and what I want to see in my child.
Like I said to Jason, I said my biggest regret in life is going to family court. I just wish I never did it. But I was so I've got to go to court because everyone's going to say to you, why didn't you go to court? Why didn't you fight? Why didn't you do this? I didn't understand the system. And I feel like there's so many men out there and women who walk into the system straight away. They go, right, I'm going to go to family court because that's the thing to do. But everyone needs there should be a guide to the process. This is why you guys are good. I didn't know about you before. And to the process.
Mate, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know how to do it unless I fucked up. Unless I did exactly what you did. I've been through I was only through multiple cases, multiple cases that I've managed to learn what I've learned. I'm not educated in any other way. You've done it as well. You just said it all there. You learn about yourself in that process. I've learned so much about myself. I'm where I am now because nothing can hurt me because I've been through that process. Because I'm unbreakable now. I'm already broken. So that's it.
Yeah. Well, you can do friends, family. Anyone can shit on you after you've been through this, and it's just and what?
And you're right. If you don't know the legal wording in situations, it's not that goes for anything legal. I got pulled over the other day. You was driving whilst using the phone. I said, yeah, in your opinion. And all they're trying to do is just go, yeah, you said it, didn't you? And they want you to go, yes, I did. But then anyway, I refused, obviously, all the rest of it because it's a load of crap. And then I read the ticket he gave me. Goes, I'm going to give you a report. If you actually read the legal wording, it says you will be reported for consideration for the above offence.
Yeah, because they've got to go to CPS and see if there's enough evidence to verify it.
But how many people actually know that in life?
No.
None, really. There's not many.
Well, look at mine, though. Look at my case, right? Okay. So I've got this little flex of the law. This is a Section 19. This is a Stalking Protection Order, Section 5 Stalking Protection Act 2019. So this is being placed on me by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 people.
12 people?
The Chief Constable of Devon and Cornwall Police.
You're amazing. You're amazing.
I told you were scary.
So the Chief Constable of Devon and Cornwall Police is putting this. So I have been cleared of having a rainbow AK-47 and all the other completely fabricated nonsense lies because the Crown Prosecution Service went, yeah, a rainbow AK-47. So I got arrested for that. Obviously, I didn't have a rainbow AK-47 because they don't fucking even exist. And I certainly didn't order it off fucking Amazon and didn't have it delivered to my fucking house.
Amazon's not got a lot these days, is it?
They said that I held up a medical practice on the 28th of November, which was a Sunday, and the medical practice is shut and there's no CCTV. Then they said that they got the evidence from corroborating statements, but the corroborating statements weren't even factually correct or evidence correctly or in the right timescales. So if they'd been forensically examined by the CPS, which the CPS only had to glance at them and go, we've got no fucking evidence, it's a load of bullshit. So
yeah, just explain who the CPS are. Like, what
Crown
is the CPS?
Crown Prosecution
But
Service.
who are they?
So they're the criminal investigatory team that look at whether or not there's enough evidence to pay for the amount of money it would take to run a criminal trial.
Lawyers,
Yeah.
They're lawyers.
Yeah.
And you know that whenever you get arrested, just sit down, knowing that this Joe Ditt in front of you says, oh, you've done this, X, Y, Z, da, da. Keep your mouth shut, go along with it, keep your mouth shut, and then let it go to the Crown. Because it doesn't matter if the police goes, we've got X, Y, Z, because 95% of the time they don't, if you're innocent, and then that's it. It goes to the Crown. You need to know that they're not qualified in law, like the CPS. They're not. They're not lawyers, are they? And that's what I find really intimidating about the police. They need the whole system needs to shake up. Honestly, I've been nicked a lot of times over the years, yeah. And do you know what? They've not changed their whole script in the whole time I've ever been known to a policeman in my life. I mean, what the hell, isn't it? Change your script. But yeah, CPS, they make the decisions, not the police.
Yeah, totally true. But then the police now have these. So even though I've got no criminal investigation because there's no evidence, they want to teach me a lesson. So this is a civil order. This order will mean that for 5 years, I can basically not leave the front of my house.
Wow.
And this is a consequence of calling out wrongdoing. And these people, I've done statements against criminal acts that these people have performed on multiple occasions that haven't been investigated under PACE. So they've collated a load of evidence and not once have they interviewed me about any of these accusations. I don't even recognise one of the names on here. And most of these people I've not seen or spoken to in over a year.
So you know the system's not corrupt, yeah?
The system's completely just. I'm looking at 13 years. 13 years. Now, one of the charges that they want to get me on is a contempt of court charge, which is fucking hilarious because the reason why so much information is passed around this town is from them. And there was a kid's birthday party last Saturday, 23rd.
Did you talk about this stuff, Fix? You don't want to get, me.
No, I can talk about this because this is nothing to do with my court case. This is gossip. And this is the thing that's so amazing is that I'm being held on all of these charges, harassment, stalking. Bearing in mind, I don't look at their Facebook. I've now got like a thing on my Facebook and every single one of these people not only watches my lives, they screen record them. They've also tried logging into my Instagram account on 5 occasions.
Are they watching this now, do you think?
100%. And that's not stalking and harassing. I have not even typed their name into the search engine, not one of them in over a year. And I don't know if that bugs them slightly. So now they're all coming together. And I was saying to a police officer the other day, I said, so if 19 people say that someone that was innocent committed a crime, does that mean they're guilty of the crime? Well, no. But you just said that there were 19 witnesses, which means that they're going to be found guilty. So you don't believe that person, even though those 19 witnesses have a connection to one another and could be corroborating.
So have you seen a solicitor about that?
About this? Yeah, I'm in court. I'm in court. If the press want to come, I'm in court next week as well, 5th. I don't give a shit because this is the only way that what has happened to me because obviously family law cases, as you know, so coveted. If people could see inside my family law court case, they'd be sick. They'd be fucking sick.
I've said that to the old girl before, though. I said to the old girl before, just go and get my family court. Go and get. They've just said, sign this, I'll sign that.
It's torture. It's torture. What they're doing to parents, even to my ex. You know, I don't say it's to me alone. Any parent going through this is fucking torture. And who does it benefit? Not the kids. And I don't see the purpose of a closed family law court because my kids have been subject to the investigations, the interrogations, and I'm not alone. You know, I don't speak about things and my experiences because I want to draw any harm. I don't. I want every parent to live in harmony. I have a lot of respect for men. I have a lot of respect for women. But I think we need to stop thinking about the parents now and start going, what effect is this long term having on the children of society? And what it's doing is it's buying into the pharmaceutical industries. It's buying into kind of tearing apart all the systems in society that we think we have until the point we have children. And actually our children are more vulnerable today, I think, in society than ever before, because they can be attacked through social media and everything else. Oh my God.
Where's Jason gone?
And why is it only me, massive on a screen?
Yeah.
Oh,
we're back.
can you not do that?
Back. I pressed the wrong button.
That was really fucking scary.
So how did they get a civil order on you then? So what? How did that happen?
Because they hate me. They hate me.
Did you get arrested and then they put an order on you?
I've been arrested loads of times. The first time I was arrested, I'm still waiting for the body cam footage. I've contacted the IPC and all the rest of it, but I've been waiting for my SARS request from the police now since November 2020. My first lot. My first
Have
arrest.
you reported it to the ICO then?
Oh yeah. Like,
no,
yeah, me and the ICO are like that, but that's through multiple things. I mean, this has escalated to the point that I've been banned from the NHS. I've got no access to any medical help. My leg gets severed now. Yeah.
Come on.
People don't realise how fucking tight. If I was in a council house, I'd be homeless. This is the family court process.
Can you say what you said about the? Can you say the other day? You said something the other day about legal aid, and everyone's got a budget, innit? Everyone who's got legal aid has got a budget, and when it goes over budget, you get left with that.
Yeah, it happens so often.
Really?
Yeah. So you get 20. Okay. They say it's 25, but it's £27,000 per individual that's being granted your legal aid certificate. Have I got my certificate? A certificate in here anyway.
Done well to get one of them.
We don't get them, do we? We don't qualify. We're men.
No.
No,
Hey.
I've got an example. I've got an example, and I have got an example on something. I fucking can't find it. It's great.
Yeah, basically,
if you to cut my arm, I don't bleed.
So basically, you get given an allotted amount of money if you get granted. This is if, and a lot of people don't, but if you get granted. And what a lot of people do is they then think that their solicitor is going to do pally like Jason or I would, or, you know, and give them advice because they're paying for it. And then so often it's happening all the fucking time is that people are coming to me and going, Victoria, we need your help. We need you to represent us. We're in the final hearing tomorrow and our legal aid's gone. What do you mean your legal aid's gone? Our barrister's gone, our solicitor's gone. We've just been handed the bundle our legal aid's run out. Because they keep sending emails, like long prose of emails, and for them to read each email and respond is 250 quid.
Who bills it though?
They do.
Who's responsible for the limit on billing for a hearing or whatever though?
The secretaries do it. It will get checked and audited. And if you have sent 5,000 emails, then you can only blame yourself if you've wasted your whole legal aid, not on the execution position statements or attack, but because you've sent 17,000 emails asking for them to change the way that the ex-husband puts the vowel in the child's middle name. It's just, there's so much bullshit that a lot of parents don't realize that they're doing. And simple things like, parenting styles, other parents becoming obsessed with how the other parent raises the child in their care. Well, you're not there. Piss off.
If it impacts the child, I mean, I'm not. If it impacts the child,
well, if it impacts the child, yeah, but how is it going to impact the child? 50% of that child is 50% of the other person, and a lot of people need to get their head around this. If you laid down and boinked with someone and went to have a child with someone, why did you not have these thoughts about the different parenting styles before you had a child?
Sometimes don't. It's one night stand.
Yeah, sometimes it gets very exciting and
Yeah, well then that's your own fault and you've got to navigate it. Don't blame the child who has fun in both of your environments, is very adapting and quite likes the fact that they only eat hummus in one house and dad's a meat-eating freak. They don't care. Kids just love their parents, and we quarrel and make a scenario out of fucking nothing.
Yeah,
I
you do.
wouldn't know about
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Do you know what I mean? It's like so many times I hear people go, "Oh, I'm not letting him go there this weekend because last weekend he didn't even brush their hair." Oh my God, what? Because they were having too much fun building like tree houses or, playing football, or who gives a shit? If the kids are happy and smiling and laughing, whether they're with either parent, we need to learn to let it go.
One thing a judge said. Well, there's a judge. One of these hearings I've been in, like whatever. The judge said to me, and it sticks in my mind. Is like, if a child doesn't look back when you're saying goodbye, yeah, it's not that the child's doesn't going to miss you. It means they're comfortable and they're confident knowing that you're always going to be there. And I was like, that's a decent way of looking at it. That's because
they also say, right? They also say though, if you don't look back at your car when you lock it, when you're going into your house, you bought the wrong car.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good birthday card for someone that's got a really fit missus. I can tell why you got with your missus. She's the kind that you look back at before you go to the toilet or something like that.
Oh no, I didn't. She wasn't my missus.
Who was what? The father of your mother, the mother of your father, the mother of your child.
My mother of your child. What?
I don't know how much you're allowed to say, like really. I don't know what.
You say you like. I mean, look, Vicky doesn't care.
You paid for her to have your baby in Cambodia.
Oh no, I'm paying for it now though. You know what I mean?
That's what I said to someone the other day. I said to the other day,
I get harassed every 2 weeks by the CSA or CMS. Sorry, not the CSA, because it's the CMS. Every 2 weeks, I get battered by them. Every 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah. Every 2 weeks, they change my payments. And then they phone me up.
That's her doing that. That's her doing that. That's her doing that. That's her doing that.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Child maintenance service causes the biggest amount of parental conflict. We've already said this. This is why if we rejig the court, we'd have financial mediation. Yeah, no, honestly, honest to God, child maintenance service is a ball ache. And the first thing they do, I know parents that have said, I'm not interested.
No, the first thing they do, Victoria, is make you wait on the phone for an hour. That's the first thing they do.
It's because the call centre, the call centre is run by the same people that have got the Sky hotline. Do you know what I mean?
It's the same people that It's the same people that deal with the benefits.
Yeah, yeah. And they play that music that makes you want to murder people en masse.
It's the government. It's the government. It's the government.
Yeah.
It's the government.
I had him on the phone in the hairdressers the other day because I knew I'd be in there for that. I knew I'd be on the phone for that long that I'd actually have time to get my hair cut and walk out and still not be through. True story.
Well, if you've got spare time, if you've got time on the hands, you might as well. It's good use of time. It's good use of your time.
No, only because they gave me a missed call. I was like, I better call them back. And then I call them back for an hour, and then they go, oh, sorry, we're going to transfer you to your caseworker. Then I'm on the phone for another half an hour and a half. And they go, oh, sorry, I don't know what you're on about. Yeah, cheers. Man. And then I got a letter through the door saying, no, we're dealing with your complaint at the moment. That's why we phoned you. It was like 2 weeks. I was like, all right. And then 2 weeks today, which is today, I've got another letter.
It's the same. It's the same though. Every single government run industry business is fucked. No one cares. No one cares. They're getting
I'm a paying customer. I should have the best experience.
Yes. You pay your taxes.
I'd rather do 10 years inside than do with a CMS for the rest of my life.
Mm.
No, mate, it's the same as dealing with the DWP though, or the fucking job.
That
job
is
centre.
the same. It's the same thing. The CMS is the Department of Work and Pensions.
Oh, it's job centre. Same people then. Same people. There's your problem. There's your problem. Same people. CMS is the same as job centre people. They don't care.
And Gingerbread and the Law Society, that's all CMS, and they're all fucking bent, and they make so much money out of it. You can't even believe. Well, you can.
I think I've been locked out of my online gateway thing for stuff. So yeah.
Jason, I've got a friend there that now lives in a caravan in the middle of nowhere, and the CMS leave him alone.
Well, because they're going to get him.
How should you get away with that?
Yeah, because they haven't got an address, have they? If you haven't got an address, but mind you, if they're working, it must take it straight out of your bank. They'll take it straight out of your bank. If he's claiming benefits.
He goes back to work. He job hops, but then they've never. I mean, I got stung once, and I mean stung. Like literally, it took me. I was broke after that. Literally, I was literally considering going bankrupt. But then you got paid to go bankrupt. I didn't have any money, so so I just carried on. But yeah, He never been
Do you
stung.
have to pay to go bankrupt? Do you have to pay? Do you have to pay to go bankrupt?
I think it's about 500 quid to file for bankruptcy.
Jesus Christ.
I've
I'm
looked
fucked.
at
I'm
it.
fucked, guys. I'm fucked. I've got no money. My
Give us some
business goes
money.
fucked. Yeah, give me some money. Fucking right.
But yeah, CMS.
It's the whole thing, mate. It's the whole thing. It's all a bit. It's all government shit. Anyway.
How many overnight stays do you have a week? Don't rub it in.
Yeah.
Bastards.
Yeah, they've been changed by like lizards or something. They're heartless, man. They're heartless.
They don't give a fuck, do they? There's someone on the other end of the phone going, I finished in an hour. I can't wait to go home.
Mate, I called the court the other day. I called the court the other day for someone, and I said, and the woman said on the phone, "What do you want me to do about it?"
What?
What do you normally answer the phone? You answer the phone. You tell me what you normally do when you answer the phone. She said, "You're being rude to me now." I said, "What? I'm not being rude. You put the phone on me. I was on the phone for fucking 40 minutes. And it's put the phone on me. I wasn't even being rude."
Wow.
I phoned back again though. I phoned back with a posh voice on. And then she spoke to me like a normal human being. 40 minutes later, so it's 2 hours I lost in my life, but it's still quite funny that I wasn't even rude to her. And I said, "What do you mean about it?" And mate, you should have known what I was talking about as well. It was really serious, like serious shit. She said, "What do you mean about it?" I was like, "What?" Jokes, mate.
I gave up ringing the courts because I'd ring a court and they'd be like, "You've got to phone this one," and then I phone it and they go, "No, you've got to call the other one." I was like, "I see what you're doing here."
Pass you over.
Yeah, I'm not falling for this. And then I just divert the email. I'll divert it in an email to someone, and then that pings around. It's a lot easier to ping an email back and forth than it's a phone call, isn't it?
Well, at least you've got paper trail as well. Every single phone call you make, you follow up with an email saying further to the call, further to this, and like you make sure you leave a paper trail. At least that way, when you go to somewhere that you need something, like I got stitched up at work once, and my boss, one of the good bosses I've once had, he said to me, "Oh, just cover yourself in the future." So I said, "Oh, my boss said, what's something to me?" And he said, "Well, where's your paper trail?" Fucking idiot! I didn't have one. So you always leave a paper trail.
I made that mistake in family court once, mate. You've always got to have a paper trace of everything. Everything. I'm not that person, though, man. Like, I'm not that.
No, I'm not either. I'm not. I remember people telling me, "Do a timeline. Do a timeline, Jason. Do a timeline." Fucking what?
I struggle to like plan my day. Period.
Yeah. Me too. Look, clearly, there's someone here that says to me that I've not managed to get to any. I know him as well. The other thing is, he calls me every time he calls me. I bet you, as soon as this live finishes, he's going to call me again. But then there's people who are pinging me and calling me. Like literally, there's people while my phone's on silent, so it'll join the queue. So it's like,
am I going to jail, Jason, for contempt of court after this call or what?
No. Are you worried about that? Really?
Yeah, I'm not paranoid.
There's a guy called Billy Blillenall, whatever his name is. Right? I think I blocked him from everywhere I'm with now.
Who?
So Billy Blillenall, was his name Billy Blillenall? I don't know, but he used to do his lives for all court stuff. He's done his lives for.
Do you mean Tommy Robinson?
No. I can't remember his surname. He's a nice enough guy. He's got his issues. He's a nice enough guy, but he's got his issues, really. Right? But I'm not bad mouthing. I'm not talking about anything bad. I'm conscious of saying bad things about people. He's a really nice guy. He's been for a lot of shit, and he's playing his audio for phone calls on lives, mate. Nothing's happened to him at all. I mean, I've not seen or heard from him for a little while, but nothing's.
Apart from the fact he doesn't see his child, Jason.
Apart from the fact he doesn't see his child, yeah.
That's normal.
He's being adopted.
Get with the times, Victoria.
Yeah, this is it.
Get with the times, man.
Honestly.
Do you know what you want to be worried about? If you meet someone and they see their kids, you've got to look and go, "What's wrong with you?" Yeah. What's wrong with you?
It's true.
Oh, well, this is it. This is a different way of looking at things. I don't know. Look, I've got literally calls to make now. So, we're having such a good time as well. I mean, I'm sure that we can continue. We can continue till past. I mean, I'm just worried about keeping you past your bedtime, Victoria. I know how you got work to do, and not work to do. You sleep
I've been doing it on and off.
But have you got bleaching?
Yeah, I'm bringing back 90s streaks.
When did you do that? It's been so long since I've spoken to you or seen your face.
Can I just give some people advice in there, though? Don't waste time with a solicitor. Go get a barrister or speak to you guys and then get a barrister.
Don't waste time with a solicitor. Get a barrister if it's really serious. If it's really serious shit, get a barrister, solicitor, whatever. If it's really serious, get a barrister. But if you've done nothing
Or
wrong,
QC.
if you've done nothing wrong, you have no reason to get.
I don't know.
Nothing wrong. You're going to be equally as fucked. You're
Look
going to be
at
equally as
them.
fucked with a barrister as what you will be with me, or Victoria, or
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but that's different. Look at the stitch-ups that are happening to people all the fucking time. And
Yeah,
people go in thinking, I can do that. And I just think the naivety is what gets
they
them.
do all the time. They go in thinking it's going to be nice and easy, but it's not. But if you're honest,
I thought it would be better than criminal court. It's not.
No, it's 10 times worse.
Our
It's
criminal
awful.
system's brilliant. Absolutely spot
That's
on.
how our family court system should be. And it should be investigated like they do high case rape and paedophile charges. And that the children's anonymity and people that are facing terrorism charges, anonymity in the best interest and safety of them and other people is
I think there should be a
jury of our peers, 100%. And I don't think one judge should be held accountable. Let's think of this. Let's play devil's advocate. That's a lot of pressure on one person. There's no wonder they lean on CAFCAS or social services.
No, it's no wonder all the judges leave. You know, there's a shortage.
Well, there's a shortage because of the amount of people applying to the courts, not because there's any more judges. Because if you look at judges, they're not dying and they're still working.
They're retiring.
Yeah, they're retiring because they don't want to be dragged down in this corruption and all the money they've made.
Well, they might, aren't they? They're part of the corruption.
How much are they going to get paid?
And where does the money come from?
Yeah.
Us. It's all public purse.
So where? How does the money? Where's the magic get out from? Because
Ministry of Justice.
You pay your barrister, they pay the system. That's how it works.
Well, I'm just saying.
How much are court applications?
232 quid. That's what I'm saying. 232
Yeah,
pounds.
I'd be happy with that.
And then how many applications have you been a party to in the past week?
Yeah. Well, but they've all existed. When you were £232 per case, right? But these cases are X amount of hearings. So each time these persons
£2,300 in the initial application just this week. So then on from that, because each case is different, you could have some cases which are going to cost £5,000 a time, some cases that are going to cost a couple of £100, some cases that are going to cost 1,500. Some cases that could go on for up to 10 years. They're going to lose their house. They're going to lose fucking.
It's just 230 don't cut it, does it?
That's what I'm saying. So where's the rest of the money come from then?
I reckon they pay a fee to the.
Well, if you look at the
chambers.
amount of adoption agencies there are, most of them are family court judges that are part of the directorship and everything of them. It's all fingers in pies, isn't it? That's not a lie.
I just wish that we had some younger judges that are more down with the times.
I want to be a judge.
See a change in society.
I want to be a judge. That's what I'm working for. I want to be a judge. I want to do that. I want to be able to help families from a learnt perspective, and from a very ACEs trauma based. You know,
but the whole of Parliament's like that, though, isn't it?
Parliament's corrupt.
We don't have a. We've got a guy that drives a Range Rover, a new one every year, and he's saying to people, "Well, do you know what? We're going to extend MOTs to every 2 years because your average Joe." He doesn't understand. You can't do that. But it just goes on and on and on, doesn't it? Yeah. Until these judges.
Well, I looked at Boris Johnson, right? So if we're running a business, if Parliament's a business, Boris Johnson doesn't turn up on time for any of his meetings, and they mainly get adjourned. So if that was me or you or anyone else, the average Joe working in the public sector, if a policeman didn't turn up on time for like 9 out of 12 shifts, they'd be like, you ain't fucking cut out for this, get out. But they don't do that with the people at the top. And he's still siphoning, I think it's now £25 million out of the public purse for artworks for his second and third homes and his office. And it's just like,
Have you ever wondered, though, with Boris Johnson, how big his CMS bill is, though?
Oh, yeah. It's got to be quite high, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd be doing all sorts as well. Right? You can't blame him. He must be skinned.
Spend all you can.
No, because he's created a deal with them. He's also, you forget Boris Johnson's related to the 12 big banking families. Boris Johnson's family is very well connected with the big banking corps.
It's bad, isn't it? Was that because I'm a celebrity? Get me out of here.
No, what? He was. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Is that because his dad was I'm a celebrity? Get me out of here.
His family are part of a massive banking.
He would pay money on that, no? Why would he need the money to do that?
I'd love
No,
to see
he
Boris
went.
on
It's
honestly. But yeah,
notoriety and popularity, isn't it? That's it. He
His
doesn't
dad
need
was on it,
money.
wasn't it? His dad was on. That's the reason I've learned about.
Yeah, but
His
his
dad.
dad. Yeah, they don't need money. None of them need money. They're part of the richest banking families in the world.
how many kids has he got?
6.
And how many
6?
pissed off exes?
2. But the most recent one, she was a satanic ritualistic porn star, wasn't she?
What's her number? Really?
I bet he's
Wow.
I bet he's a fucking dark horse, isn't he, Boris Johnson? I bet they all are. I bet they all are. I mean, there's 50
Well,
more
I
fucking.
think he's a dark horse. While he was telling us we couldn't see our loved ones dying, they had
Is that a party?
35 parties. 35. The
I
media
like his
told us
dancing,
about
though.
one. Went to see Russell Brand the other day and he was piping up 35. I thought I'd do a bit of research. Yeah, 35 parties, which included cheese and wine, where there was cheese and wine boards going around where people were taking canapes. When the rest of the country wouldn't leave their house and was spraying down their fucking shopping and singing happy birthday, Boris Johnson was pretending to have the jab, was pretending that all of this stuff mattered whilst having parties. One party, there was 600 people there. That's not a fucking small gathering at 10 o'clock at night.
But how many of you had the jab, though?
Oh, no.
I've had one, he's had one.
My
I've
mum
had
got
more than
five.
one prick in my life, though, so another one isn't going to do any harm, is it?
Well, this is the thing, right? This is what I was thinking, right? The amount of drugs in the 90s, right? I'm like, what harm is it going to do? I mean, anyone who takes drugs, anyone who grew up in the 90s, they're worried about this jab, but then they've taken other drugs, they didn't know what the fucking consequences they were going to be, would they?
Yeah, but they didn't contain child's fetus, you know.
You are?
Yeah.
So the jab, what? I think it's conspiracy.
No, oh God bless you.
But have
Have
we
you
jabbed
never
our way out of
looked
the
up the
pandemic yet?
I don't have time. Look, I don't even have time to take all my phone calls, let alone look at what fucking goes into a jab.
Where is
No
COVID
wonder
anyway?
you've got syphilis, Jason.
Fucking syphilis.
Has anyone had COVID yet? I've had it.
No.
It was pretty.
No,
It's
if you don't test for it, then you've just got a cold, mate. It's quite simple.
Yeah.
Nah, it was worse.
Oh yeah, well, I've had man flu before. That was pretty bad too, but I still didn't test for that
I'm
either.
telling you now.
I went down B&Q and I got a tin of man the fuck up, and I was fine after that.
Nah. It was like a hangover I couldn't get rid of.
Yeah, I found that. I found
really
I
my.
promise you.
Yeah.
I've had better nights.
Every
When
man.
you cure a hangover, have some more drink.
If you got a hangover, you got to, you know.
Jesse, it's bad.
You want to worry when you don't get a hangover, Jason. That's when you know you're doing too much.
That's when it's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, mate, I never used to say that. I used to wake up, mate, when I was going through the height of it, when I was going through the worst time ever of my life,
Yeah.
literally, I was drinking a liter bottle of vodka a day at work. I was, then I was
at work?
Yeah. I'd pour a bottle of Coke. I'd get at 10 o'clock. If it's 10 o'clock every morning, I'd go to the corner shop and I'd buy a liter bottle of vodka and I'd buy a big bottle of vodka, a thing of Coke, and I'd pour half the Coke away, pour the vodka into the bottle of Coke, and I'd just drink that through the course of the day at work. And then I would travel from South London to wherever I was staying, so I was homeless, so wherever I'd go to. But then I was drinking on the tube while I was traveling. And then I was getting smashed, man. I was way. And when I did my first alcohol and drugs test, I was clean on the drugs, so I was conscious of the fact that, I'm going to have to do an alcohol and drugs test, or I'm going to have a drugs test. I thought it would be asking drugs test, so I was like, I'll make sure I'm staying off the drugs. So I stayed off the drugs, but I just drunk loads. And I was way over on the national guidelines for alcohol. And I had to make sure.
How did you get out of that?
Bandana. Someone pulled me out of the gutter and helped me out. Yeah. So
you've done so well to survive that, though. Honestly, I know so many people that haven't, and so many people that can't, and
don't get back.
Honestly, if there's one thing I could do in my life, it'd be to help people with addiction. I never understood addiction, so I live with someone with an addiction, but it's an illness, mate, and that's one thing that really upsets you about the whole system. Is say you're an alcoholic, you do. It's a fucking illness. Would you if I was mentally ill, which is mentally ill, would you be stood there taking the piss out of me? Would you laugh at a kid in a wheelchair? You clearly would.
Mm.
It's an illness.
That's the thing. I was in a bad way, man. I was in a really bad way. I mean, that one thing, going to India, learning from Bandana, learning about loads of different stuff, meditating. Like literally, I meditate. I still meditate now. I sit like here for like 45 minutes, an hour sometimes.
Do you drink at all now or not?
Yeah, I have a little bit of drink now and there. Yeah, I went out. I can't go to a gig and not have a drink. I can't.
That's amazing, isn't it? The fact that you can still have a drink now and then not like fall back on the wagon. No, that's strong recovery. That is
work, mate. Work, and it's work. It's the work, mate. I do 20 hours a day. I do 72 hours a day. I do a lot of hours, and I think that's I've replaced one thing which is bad for me to another addiction, which is working, and I've just literally switched it. So I've managed to go through the drugs. I've got an addictive personality. I can't get away from that, and that's what I am. That's who I am. But I'd much rather be committed to work and working my bollocks off to drinking copious amounts or doing anything else, because that's just how I've coped. That's just how I've coped, because it's helping people as well. It's helping people.
A lot of people find it easy to self-destruct, don't they? That's the problem.
Mate, that's the beautiful thing, though. I've gone past that point of self-destruction. I let the stars and the moons do its thing now. If anything bad happens to me, I'm grateful. I'm really grateful. And that's just where my life's taken me. I'm grateful for the bad things. Anything bad happens, it's teaching me a lesson. Because with all the shit that's gone on, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today and helping the people I help and finding my purpose if I hadn't gone through that stuff. So it's made me who I am. So you've got to take all that stuff and control it all into one. And it's massive armor, man. No one can piss me off. The amount of online trolls, shit, whatever else that people throw at me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter nothing. Because no matter what, if there's ever any element of truth in anything anyone said, I'd be worried. But there's not. So I'm like, they carry on. No one can hurt me because I've got my ex-wife and I've got the system that's broken me already. So it's like, so all I can do is help other people because I'm invincible. I literally am invincible. Like literally, used to tell my daughter I was invincible. When I had my testicular cancer scare thing, I thought, oh, that's the first time I felt I wasn't invincible. But then, fuck it, I'm invincible. I'm going to live forever. I will live forever. I will, because what I'm doing, I'm on the internet, podcast, whatever, I will live forever. So whatever I've said and done is going to be here when I'm gone. But I believe that with a soul, I'm just skin and bones. When I'm done, I'll still be here. I don't know how. I don't know what. I don't even know how this makes sense. But I just know there's a bigger picture to whatever is going on in the world. There's just whatever you're going through it for a reason. It's happening to you for a reason. When you take that lesson, whether you take it and do something with it and turn it into a positive, it's up to you. We can sit there and we can, I could still be.
Before this whole stuff happened to me, I didn't really. But like my mum and dad used to be like, energy is a load of shit, But it's not like it's so real. Like, when I started getting in touch with that sort of side, like believing in good energy and bad energy, and being around good energy and bad energy, and how you look at things, and being positive is the only thing that's got me through.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not being funny. I used to hate. I say this to a lot of people. November to January or October to January, I used to hate that time of year because my parents loved around that time of year, my birthday and that sort of shit. And around that time of year, always I'd either get arrested or I'd get some trouble at work or whatever. And that's because I brought it on myself because that's the energy I'm bringing. But then you change that energy, you change that zone, you change your mindset, and then nothing bad happens. When Lila was born, I realised, oh fucking hell, it's my mind. We don't use our brains nowhere near as much as we should do. We use a lot, even half of our brains, a quarter of our brains. If we could use all of our brains, then we'd be fucking taking over the world. But our brains, we control it. We control our thoughts. We control if we're going to be in a bad mood or a good mood. We control if we're going to go piss someone else off. We can control if we're going to be jealous of someone else's work and go slag them off and make them look like idiot or try and make them look like idiots. Or we can go look at what they're doing.
I say this all the time. If you've got a glass of water on your hand, it's half full of water. Yeah, when you're like carrying it around, it doesn't feel that heavy. What I always used to say to negative people, the longer you carry that around, the heavier and the heavier and the heavier and heavier it gets, and eventually it breaks. That's negative energy, and it's up to you if you let go of it or not.
Beautiful analogy. No, it's beautiful. That's a beautiful analogy. Mate, I remember when I first moved back to South London, like walking through town with Lila, and she was like, "Daddy, you've changed." I didn't think I changed. I was like, "Fucking what?" But I'm less angry, and like I'm just not angry anymore. Nothing. She was like, "No, you're not angry anymore." Blah blah blah. And even with shit going on with, I see Lila less now than I've ever seen her ever. And I speak to her whatever on the phone, but I see her less. It hurts just as much as it ever has done. But I'm valuing what I'm going through now because it's teaching me something. I can cope with it. Mate, nothing ever is going to be as bad as what you're going through the first time around, missing your child, not seeing your child. Nothing's ever going to go through. Nothing ever will ever compete with that. What I had to go through.
I'm grateful. I know. Like I knew this guy that my best mate who died of like alcoholism and like drugs, and his dad is so rich, man. And I used to like look at him and be like, why are you not like just like euphoric? And he'd say to me, you can't buy your health. Then his son died. Then his missus died, who was obviously a millionaire. Then his son died. And I look at him now and I think, do you know what? You're right. You can't buy health. Don't matter how much money you got in the world, you cannot buy health. And I'm grateful that I'm healthy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm grateful I'm alive. So I mean, the amount of people that the amount of partying I used to do, mate. The amount of partying I used to do. I mean, I'm not being funny. I mean, like, I remember taking these first 2 ecstasy tablets before any of my mates did. I was blood in my teeth and everything. I was walking around tripping out and all sorts of shit. I don't even know how I survived it. These people that I've grew up with, most of them look older than me now. They all look older than me. Some of them are dead. Some of them have lost their brains, but I'm still looking young. I'm still living forever. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. But it's because I've eaten vegetables, I think, and I drink celery. I drink a lot of celery. I hate celery. But
my mate was an alcoholic. He said to me, I said, how do you do it? He said, drink milk.
Drink milk? Is that what it is it? Drink milk? Yeah. I can't drink milk after a hangover. That's impossible. No, I couldn't do it. I can only drink milk out of a bottle. I can only drink milk with crunchy nut cornflakes.
Oh, I love crunchy nut cornflakes.
That's a winner.
That is weird. What about clusters? Are you a fan of clusters? It's all clusters.
Yeah, I like mixing up. I like having both sometimes.
So Victoria, you're not allowed to leave your house?
Well, at the moment I do. Living life on the edge, but the idea of the community is to completely segregate me to my own home. So that can really teach me a lesson for daring to speak out against my injustice or notifying wrongdoing within the community.
It's a bit like the Puritan times, really, isn't it? Saying that you're a witch.
I am a witch. I am being burned at the stake. I literally am.
That's so bad.
No, mate, I've got allegations that I can fucking fly and I'm leaving dead rabbits on people's windowsills. This is how crazy
when I stayed over there a few weeks ago, one
of these people in this fucking thing is actually in court that I've fucking flown in the fucking sky and left dead fucking rabbits.
So what's your barrister saying?
You're public enemy number 1. What the fuck did you do to these people? And I said, dead to be a woman. Have a minge and question society for men and women. Oh no, she's a uniter. We need to put her in prison. That's pretty much what it is. She's a uniter. Oh no, she's not gender biased. If I was really pro women, they'd leave me alone.
So what laws have you broken?
You told me your fanny's got teeth.
My vagina has got teeth. So what?
So what laws have you broken then?
What laws have I broken? I haven't broken any because freedom of speech still exists. Freedom of expression.
Really.
Does your parents think you're going to jail?
Everyone thinks I'm going to jail, but I'm trying hard to hope that like the truth will be seen because it's not the family court. But after being in the family court, it does like psych your
criminal court.
That's what I wanted out.
Criminal court is just as corrupt as family court. It's not what you know; it's who you know. I can guarantee you that because I know people who have gone into courts and they've known the outcome before they've even got there because they know people who.
Yeah, but you can't offer people a blowjob behind a perspex screen, so you're pretty. No,
but you can give them quiet boys. You can give them. Some people give them quiet boys.
I don't have any of that stuff. I've just got myself. I don't know. What happens if you're just a normal Joe that hasn't done anything wrong?
Go to the church. Ask the judge if he knows the vicar, and then say
the vicar. No, the vicar.
Yeah.
They're looking at me like,
oh my God. They'd send you to jail is they want to make an example of you, but you would have had to break the law to get there.
Oh, mate, I've realised making an example, you've hit the nail on the head. You don't need to break the law. What they do is they create a crime. They put your DNA there. I've been drug tested through the family court, and I've always wondered, what did they do with my hair? They never gave it back to me. No, that's my DNA. Anyone that's been drug tested, who got their hair back, because we could all be fitted up for any fucking crime.
I never got my hair
anywhere
back.
In the world. Your hair could be sent to Switzerland and put in a crime scene, and next thing you know, you can be swearing black and blue, but your hair was found all over a dead body. Interpol now, I just don't trust the system at all. I've seen too much.
I concur. Mate, some weekends when we were doing some shit, like some weekends I felt like I was in a film. Literally, I felt like I was in a film. Some of the shit she was dealing with, like with
honestly.
Yeah. Like literally, I stuck my head over the fucking fence for 2 minutes, and I got enough there that I don't want to see anymore. Do you know what I mean? That was more than enough.
Yeah, I know mothers that have had like a bang, 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 bang. Like they say they're talking on the phone like we are now. Bang, bang, bang on the door, and they're like 27. No. 37, 38 weeks pregnant. And they've kind of waddled to the door, and these police officers have grabbed their hands behind their back. Bearing in mind they've got a bump at the front. They're going, "What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?" Put them in, don't resist. And they're like bashing their bump and everything. And they're going, don't worry, you'll get it checked out. But what you doing? Yeah, get it checked out, because they don't care what happens in the process, because that baby's going to be out within half an hour. They sedate the parent, emergency C-section, remove the baby. The person comes to. The woman's looking around going, "Where's my baby?" Baby's gone, mate. And you're fighting the system backwards then, because they don't even know it. They've never held it. They didn't even see what it looked like.
You don't give anything back.
That's in Britain. Well, you don't get anything back.
There's people taking kids without even court orders. There's people taking kids without court
every
orders.
single fucking day. And the police, the social services will phone them up like henchmen and go and remove this kid. And the amount of parents, thank God, that are savvy now, that are going to the police, "Where's the court order?" And the police are then looking at each other and going, they're asking actually quite relevantly for a court order, and they're going, "We don't have one. We just got told to by this social services." And they're going, "Well, you can fuck off." And then the parents are getting savvy, getting a solicitor, and then putting an injunction or something on the local authority because of that move. But the fact is, the police were willing to go in and take children like that on a say-so.
They won't enforce, but there were amount of times they won't enforce the fucking, when back in the day, even now, they won't even enforce the private law proceedings, civil matter.
Yeah, well, they don't have family law contact. I mean, you, everyone I know, fucking, it ain't worth fucking jack shit. If you're a non-resident parent, as it stands, through whatever fuckery in the court, then if that other parent decides to just change things, who enforces it? No one. You then make an emergency application to take it back to court on a breach of an order, and they whack you with more false accusations. And
See, I wish I knew this 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I would have saved a lot of mental energy and a lot of dough.
But that's what we're here for.
You could go into court now. You can make another if you want. You can self-represent. You don't need a solicitor. No one does. You're going to get the same result with a solicitor in your situation.
I don't know. The mental and emotional abuse of doing the paperwork. It's so nice when you've got someone else doing it. I mean, you wouldn't know that, Jason, because you do it for so many other people. But trust me, there's something really.
It is horrible.
I could read you my last statement that I did myself for court. It had Liam Gallagher in it and everything. It had everything in it. My last statement for my own personal private case. I bought Liam Gallagher in. I bought everything. I bought like loads of shit in there. It's funny as fuck. It was quite funny. The judge loved it. It was really good. Everyone thought it was a bit extreme, but I thought it was quite good. And the judge liked it. Mate, having Liam Gallagher, look, it was funny. That's how.
So you managed to incorporate Liam into your court case.
Wow.
And I put nearly, and if you look at it carefully, there's 8 Oasis songs in there as well.
Why not? You're paying for the privilege.
Huh?
Why not? You're paying for the privilege.
Mate, I didn't give a shit. I didn't care. I just like, whatever. I don't care anymore. Same as I'm not making it anymore. I don't care. Don't fucking care for me. I'm not going back into family court ever again for my own personal shit.
Same here. Never, ever.
They've got their relationship.
Ever.
You look at most of my cases, they're all, like 90% of my cases are like literally for children, for newborns up until like they're 7 years old. Because that's the most important time. That's the time that I had. That's the time you need to make sure you've got what you need in the future. Yeah. It doesn't mean if you miss 2 years, that doesn't matter. As long as you've got them first 7 years, you get majority of those first 7 years, you can clean anything back. Am I keeping you awake, Victoria?
I'm just looking at this.
Sometimes. She makes me phone her sometimes, right? And just talk to her so she can go to sleep. That's all she does. That's all she needs.
No, it's just that I'm often having to, it's like I'm having to do two things.
Do you live in Cornwall then?
Devon.
Whereabouts?
Morton Hampstead.
My granny used to live in Bickinson.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's so close.
Is it? I used to walk the dog along there.
Yeah.
Nice pubs.
When are you next coming down these ways?
Like never, unless we go to Cornwall again. I love Cornwall.
I love Cornwall. I love Devon. I love Morton Hampstead. There's lots of lovely people here.
It reminds me your experience. Do you know what? Where I'm living right now, walking through this estate, it reminds me of being like there's only residential around here, right? And it reminds me of being like on a council estate. It reminds me of growing up. I was walking through it earlier tonight. It reminded me of like growing up in these like dark alleyways. But where you grew up, the town itself, it reminds me of like everyone knows of everyone's business and fucking everyone knows what kind of toilet paper that another person's using. And it's like, for fuck's sakes, man. That's why I couldn't, and that's why I'm a bit worried about being where I'm at now, because it's so small. Everyone, I'm quite happy being myself and like letting, like, I walk down the road, everyone's like, Liam at the window. So then they start talking
But out
to
of
me.
us three, yeah, if we get nukes, you go first, then me, then Victoria.
Yeah, because I'm on
London,
I'm gonna
Portsmouth,
survive.
Devon. I
I'll
reckon you
survive.
will.
Mate, we ain't
We
getting
won't.
nuked.
No, you
I'm
two
out
don't.
of it. As soon as anyone's coming, I'll walk, mate.
Portsmouth.
I'm not waiting on.
Done.
Huh?
Yeah.
What?
Portsmouth done.
Portsmouth,
Behind
us.
London, you're fucked.
They got the radars and stuff like literally behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a target.
Yeah. Fuck.
Definitely, you're going to get bombed first. Ken, we'll be with the flyovers. They'll start bombing the area. The planes will come over and start bombing everything around here. As soon as I see them coming in, I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
I want to know. I want to know where the air raid shelters are because I haven't got clue. You know,
only the privileged. Only the privileged. We're not in that club. We're not in that club.
Didn't pay enough.
No. Any deals? We fucking almost lasted 2 hours. This is good. This is a long time for me. Lasting 2 hours, nearly.
I wish I could
Everyone's
last
gonna
2
be like,
hours.
Jason's got 2 hours of his life to spare, but you can't do my fucking phone calls. You can't answer the fucking phone to me. It's 2 hours. I can be talking to him in that fucking amount of time. No, I'm joking. I'm just sorry. Anyone who's watching this, I've not managed to get to your phone calls. Let me apologise. I am sorry. I do work a lot. You only either call in at the times where I'm on the phone already, or I'm not getting a chance to call you back because it gets too late. Because I'm talking to somebody else on the phone because the time finishes, blah, blah, blah. So I do apologise. I do love you all. It's just like I can't get to you. Just keep calling, keep messaging, and I will get back to you. Because
I phoned you once and a woman answered.
Yeah, I've sorted that out now.
Who was that?
It was like when I had this pocket receptionist. Like, she was in my pocket. She used to touch my leg every time that anyone answered the phone. So no, it was pocket
You must have your
receptionist.
shit together though. Have you got that?
I got rid of it. It was shit. It was costing me too much money, and then it was the same as having a voicemail, but it's more an expensive voicemail. I'm like, I might as well just not have a voicemail, just turn the voicemail off. And since I've cancelled it, I've had, and plus the government don't like me spending money. They said I was spending too much money on needless things. Well, who needs 4 websites? I don't know. It was an accident. The first one was an accident, so I tried making the second one better. Then the third one went blah, blah. It was an accident. It was all out of control. So who's paying for it? I am paying for it. So blah. But I just thought money, and I was like, I want to spend it. You have to speculate to accumulate. That's what I thought. And they didn't like it.
How many people are listening to this?
Huh?
How many listeners have we got on there?
It's gone up from like 10. It's gone up to 10, 22. It's gone up and down because you got Twitter, you got YouTube, you got Twitch, and Facebook. So it's various.
Wow.
So I've got like 22 on at the moment.
Who do you reckon they are?
Don't know. Probably policemen. I'm sure the policemen look at our
The police definitely watch it because they're watching me.
Podcast.
Anything they can get me on.
Yeah. They've got some of us on
They
evidence.
haven't got any serious criminals to find that might actually have real guns. They just want to chase people for imaginary ones.
Mate,
They want to get
some of their-
comedians for the punchline of their joke. We're arresting you for saying that you robbed an ice cream man.
No
trying to get hold
chance.
of their police county, trying to get hold of their police force, right? Trying to get hold of that police force. You'd think that they're the Metropolitan Police, right? I was on the phone for like an hour and a half trying to get hold of 101 down that end of the world. They don't answer the phone. Or maybe
No, you got to do it online.
Huh?
Why not?
You can get a
online.
chat bar, yeah. You go in the chat and they call you instantly.
If you're the wrong sex, I wouldn't bother reporting it, mate.
Yeah, it's fuck it. If you're a man, don't worry about it.
Oh
Don't
no,
worry
I
about
can
it.
never get through. I've got now an email address that I found that I
And
just
they've got
email.
emails as well from it soon.
Do you know, I've read my subject access report, so I know exactly what it said about me. Cheers.
Yeah, they are horrible.
Cheers, yeah.
I know what said about me.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
moving on in life. I know what said
So
about me.
on one of my subject access requests, right, it says schizophrenia, ? Bipolar, ?
Wow.
Could she have any of these? And luckily, someone with half a brain's gone, I don't think we can just diagnose her like that. No,
I got diagnosed at the roadside the other day. The copper said I got mental health issues. I was like, so would you if you were me?
Were you trying to have sex with him?
Any wishes? No.
Was he a good-looking bloke?
He said to me, I'll see you in court. I said, I fucking hope so. Tailgated me in. Is that legal? And now you're telling me I've got mental health issues. Wow.
Did you record it all? Did you record it?
But he had a body cam, didn't he? So I'm sure that'll come in
You won't get
handy
caught
when
with
he's
that, then. You won't get caught with
when he's
that.
recorded me
Listen.
being on my phone. Then everything will
phone's
be
in
on
your
footage.
hand.
Do you want it? I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. I kept asking to watch it, and he wouldn't let me show. He wouldn't let me see it. But he had it. Fuck off, you lying
I'll
shit.
go missing. I'll
How
go missing
about
for
that?
your court case. I'll go
Yeah,
missing.
of course it will. Of course it will.
Transcripts. Can't go some transcripts. Can't go.
But his evidence is he's got me on camera. So let's see, eh?
It needs to be 100% proof. 100% proof. No,
Yeah, that's what
none
I
of
said.
this fucking.
I said to him, I said, it's not what you know.
bullshit.
It's what you can prove. What's beyond reasonable doubt.
That's it. You remember that tomorrow when you're in court, or Thursday when you're in court, Vic? Yeah. You remember that, Vic? Reasonable doubt, beyond reasonable doubt. Yeah. Make sure they've got you beyond reasonable doubt.
No, but they'll just make it up. They will make it up. There are people that have served 25 years in prison for murder.
Are you going to magistrate court or is it Crown?
Magistrate, because I went NFA because there was no fucking AK-40s. They couldn't get me on criminal charges, so because they want to make a fucking meal out of me, they're getting me on.
The maximum you get a magistrate is 6 months.
5 years. 5 years is the prison.
You can't. It get thrown out. It gets sent to Crown, and then it'll go before the jury.
No, I'm not getting thrown out. They're going for a full trial in magistrates.
That's that. So they can't do a full trial in magistrate. The maximum sentence you can get in a magistrate is 6 months.
They can, but it's all statement based. They don't bring witnesses in. No, honestly,
can't do that.
This is flexing police arm.
What? How do you wash this stock? Right, this is like a tent material, right? This is like tent material. How do you wash this? I washed my other one of these earlier. You put it in cold wash. Is this saying to put in a cold wash or a hot wash? I mean, what do you do with this?
Dry clean.
Vicky, I'm asking you specifically because you're a woman.
You can't say that.
What? She knows.
Actually, hold on 1 second. Bring the hood up over the top of your head. Let me have a look. That's it. You see that drawstring at the front?
Yeah.
Yeah, do us a favour and pull it fucking shut.
It's Kenny, isn't it?
Yeah. That was karma. Don't ever be a sexist pig again, you little bitch. I find urine works best. Pissing on it. Pissing on people that
I'm telling you now, though, Victoria, you're not going to prison for longer than 6 months if you're on a magistrate court. You can't.
No, because I'll be a really good lesbian really quickly and pleasure everyone in the prison, and then
you cannot go to court. You cannot. They have to send you to Crown. Anything past 6 months is Crown.
More importantly, how do I wash this?
No, because you can have a 5-year order that restricts you from basically living. So they want me to be under house arrest or move to Morton Hampstead. And I don't want to move from Morton Hampstead because I want them to see every day the suffering we've endured.
Tent material.
And I think that's only fair and right.
Move to Cornwall. It's much nicer.
No, it's not.
The Vicky.
I don't know.
What are you doing? Are you putting bananas in your tent again?
No, guys. I want to know. I'm selling the material. How can I wash it? I'm genuinely. It's never been washed for a year. And I don't know if I should do it dry cleaned or what.
No, just put it on.
So what's the conclusion of this whole conversation then anyway?
What to do with him washing his coat, or
no, like the whole family situation? Like, what was the conclusion? Don't waste your time in family court, waste your money.
No mediation.
Don't waste time for mediation.
Find out for mediation first, then normal mediation once you've got the contact and money out of the way, and then you can actually work together to being able to be standing on sports.
And just be nice to each other, innit?
Mate, avoid family courts. Avoid family courts.
Be nice to each other. I know it's not possible a lot of times. Just, if you can be nice to each other.
You can be nice to each other. This is the thing. You can be because you're in control of your own brain. Yes, it's an emotional moment. Yes, you hate him or you hate her, but then get over that bit. Put your kid fucking first, and I get it's easier said than done. But ultimately,
like Victoria said, it takes more than a pickle to make a pea, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean?
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Now I'm still nowhere near getting answers on getting this sort of washed.
Do you reckon I'm going to jail now?
No.
Did I actually talk about my court case?
No, you didn't.
Not that I've got one now. I didn't.
No. You walked out.
Yeah.
I walked out. It's done.
No, that's the closest you got to speaking about it.
I'm finished. I cannot spend any more mental energy on it because it'll fucking kill me.
There you go.
And it will. It'll kill me.
Yeah. If you ever go back, if you have to go back into court again, if you get any more paperwork, just put in a statement. I withdraw my application. I don't care if I don't see my child for one day, and then watch what happens. So this happens to someone else. Someone else that I'm working with, and then you get more allegations against you. When you don't want this process anymore, you get more allegations against you. And then the judge will feel sorry for you. You'll be like, no, now she's taking the piss. Because you've even said you're going to pull and walk away and she's still throwing shit at you. And then the judge, everything will turn around after that. But yeah, no, mate, you got to do what's right for you.
Yeah, but there's a fine line between love and hate, and lots of people don't realise that your ex is probably still madly in love with you.
I don't think she ever liked me, to be fair. I think it's karma. I obviously did something in my life that was really fucking bad and I deserved it. I can't put anything else down to it.
Mate, I don't think
were you the kind of lad that shagged your mate's girlfriends?
No, never a mate's girlfriend. I banged an ice cream man's missus once.
You
and now he's not an ice cream man.
You were always destined to be an ice cream man, weren't you?
I was. I had a lot of Italian friends. Yeah, still do. Yeah. Oh, here we go. I'll have mafia allegations next. No.
Yeah, you're more trouble. I'm going to get arrested. You're more trouble than the mafia chasing you now than you're getting arrested for talking about your court case.
It's like Fight Club, isn't it? You're not allowed to talk about Fight Club. You're not allowed to talk about the ice cream. I'm joking.
Or Family Court. That is Family Court and Fight Club are very similar, aren't they?
Oh, I just wish I never got involved.
Mate, I think. How old's your child?
I got 2, and I got one that's 1, and I got one that's 5. 5 I don't see.
And the 5-year-old, you've got more than enough time to make that. Something's going to happen. I promise you. I put money on it. I put money on it. You may not even instigate it. You may not even plan it. You may not even expect it to happen. But I bet you something's going to happen that means that you get your contact with your child, whether it be intentional or what. I bet you.
I wouldn't even know what to say, though, Jason. You know, I wouldn't even know what to say.
I know you wouldn't, but that's going to be the beautiful thing about it. That's going to be the beautiful thing because you're not even going to expect it. So you may think, we've spoken about what happened and what hasn't happened. I bet you off the back of that, something's going to happen off the back of that, and I bet you it's a positive thing. I bet you, because mate, I bet you because you're showing some fucking raw, real emotion there. I think we're not speaking about what's happened, but I think it's going to be positive. I think it's going to be positive.
People always said to me that, like you know, like happiness. I've accepted I'll never be truthfully happy ever again because of that.
Never.
And I owe it to my daughter to never be truly happy again. That's what I think. I can just be the best I can be, and I'm happy with that.
That's it, mate. You're a human. Yeah. Everyone's shit stinks. No one's perfect. Mate, but ultimately, you need to make sure you're loving yourself and respecting yourself, mate. Yeah. I only get to spend half of my daughter's life. I had to pay £50 per tooth. No one knows who else is going to pay £50 per tooth for their child. Do you know what I mean? How much would you pay for your daughter's tooth? £100, £200? You'd pay anything for a lock of your daughter's hair. Or, you know what I mean? Anything. When you've got nothing, you'll take anything and you'll do anything for it. But then people, I think, from speaking to you on here tonight, I think you're really conscious about what other people think about you and what their opinions of you are. Fuck them. Yeah, because mate, you're a good guy. You're a good dad. No one sees the hurt that's going on inside your head. No one. No one can walk in your shoes. No one can judge you. No one's about to judge anyone. No one's about to judge me, Victoria, you, no one. Because everyone's got fucking hurt. Everyone's carrying baggage. People just have different ways of masking it. Some people use prostitutes. You know what I mean? Yeah, but some people use alcohol. I've been there. I've been to the bottom, and I've been drinking too much and whatever, and I've done whatever. But you are holding yourself really well, man, because it's easy to go off the rails. It's really easy to go off the rails. Yeah. And you fucking damaged doing your job, your sales job. You found a job that you enjoy and you get some happiness out of it. Be happy, man. Just be happy and do what makes you happy. I think there's someone the other week and they went and fucking started learning to fly like an airplane and shit. Do what makes you happy.
Really? I thought you'd be like,
no. That's what he wants to be. He wants to be a pilot. So he's always wanted to be a pilot. That's what he's going to go into. So just do what makes you happy.
Hostess.
Mate,
thanks, mate.
As long as it's not hurting anybody, as long as it's not hurting no one, that's all that matters. It's showing love to people. That's all it is.
Yeah,
mate. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of what you're going through. Because I promise you, your child is 5 years old. That's got many years ahead of it. Yeah, you're gonna bump into that child. You're gonna be the dad you need to be, and it's gonna happen because you're in process still. As far as I'm aware, you're still in process unless he cancels it. In which case, you're gonna go a year or so to put your head together. This is not your fault. You have to go back in there in a year's time to get your head together. Yeah, it's not your fault. You need to be, whatever's happened. You're gonna learn from this, and then you're gonna go back even stronger. I bet you wouldn't be hurting as much now. There's no way in the world you're hurting this much now. If you weren't hurting, it's going to hurt every single person. But the way you're hurting, it's evident, right? So because you're hurting that much, you can't just put it. It's not something you can decompartmentalize. It's not something you can put to the back of your mind. I've got a child somewhere around your part of the world that I fucking never knew about. Yeah, that's 18 years old.
Hold on, that isn't. You haven't done the DNA test.
No, don't have to. I can fucking see it. Yeah, but the fucking I'm not going to say anything negative about it, but it's not positive. But ultimately, ultimately, I didn't know that child existed. Yeah, but she didn't tell me it existed, or blah blah blah, whatever. But I could have given that child a better life if I'd known or was there for it. I've missed that whole childhood. But even still now, that mum says, "Oh, I'm not the dad. I'm not." You fucking see it. You can see it. Yeah, but ultimately, I'm still going to be. That's 18 years old. I've still got an opportunity to be a dad to that child, and I will be, because I mean, we spoke about it the other day when which part of the world is next to and whatnot, and I'm just going to hang around there and accidentally on purpose bump into it, because it's got a right to know that I'm its dad. Yeah,
well, I think they'll see you and go, if you're not my dad, you're someone that looks freakishly like me.
Yeah.
Or Liam Gallagher's.
Are you from Button
but mate,
Lane?
it's a girl, so it's not a good thing that it looks like me, trust me.
Oh,
But
no.
I wouldn't want to look like me. I mean, Lila, I feel sorry for Lila as well. She looks like me. Do you know what I mean? I feel sorry for her. It's not the greatest gift in the world, but it is what it is. But I feel hurt that I only learned about that. You know, when I saw the photo, and I've got the photo on my phone, I sent you. You can see it, and it's like you can just see it, and that hurts. It hurts because fucking hell, she could have told me. I could have been that dad to her. But I'm still. It's 18 years old. I can still be a dad to that child. It's still a child. It's you know, whatever the situation is, I can still be a parent to it. Maybe not be the fucking greatest one in the world, because it's more of a friendship or whatever. But if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. The stars and the moons will let it be. And I'm not going to go lose any sleep over it. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to beat myself up over it. I mean, I think I've just announced that on here actually, and I've only said it to like 3 or 4 people before this, and that just popped out accidentally, like a little mega popped out.
So, if there's anyone else watching this that thinks that Jason's their father, please get in touch.
Just get in touch. Just get in touch.
Apple, what's it?
Yeah, not me.
Could you just do a little side profile so they can see if they've got the same side profile as you? That is, when you look in the mirror, do you recognise this? Ask your mothers, did you frequent the Apple What's It? And you never know.
There's no money here. Just to be clear, there's no money here, right? There's no money, so don't come out.
There's just love and abundance. There's a love and abundance.
That's all you're going to get is love.
You
all
watch.
You're going to get is love.
Your other child's going to start enrolling in university now. Get back on that CMS role. Ching.
He's admitting, he's my dad. Yay, Mum! He did it. He's finally admitting it. The plan works. Put the bill in.
Oh,
18
God.
years back pay.
Boom! I can imagine that. Fuck me. No,
Can't do that.
Sex is a no-go for me anymore. Like, literally, I'm too scared to have sex with people now because I don't want any more children. I don't want any children. I don't want.
You got to be so careful in this world, and I wish I knew that years ago.
Yeah, mate, fuck that. Mate, fuck that big time.
You got to be so careful in this world, or with your ejaculus and where you leave it lying around.
Yeah,
because
my mate
I
spoke to actually about the one who died of, like, you know, the alcohol overdose after being a cokehead. Like, he put all his child maintenance case on the table one day. He says, "You're right. If you don't fucking wrap up, prick, you're gonna end up with this shit, and it's gonna fucking ruin you like me." Did I listen?
No.
Here I am.
Yeah,
but you're gonna but it's happened to you because it's meant to, because the bigger picture, the stars and the moons won't happen to you, and I promise you.
I don't care about the money. I'm pissed off the fact that I'm paying for someone that I can't see. We always say it's like paying for a range. It's like paying for a Ferrari that you can't fucking drive or even look at. That's what it feels like. And a nice Ferrari, a red one. Really nice.
A really sexy one that you'd really want to sit in. And
I'd even pay the petrol bill, and if I couldn't, I'd fucking put fake plates on it and I'd drive off after I've filled up, just so I could drive it. Just so you know, every day.
Every day.
Every day I'm shuffling. Do, 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 do.
But like the CMS so rightly say, they say, you know, just because you're paying for it doesn't give you a right to see it. So there you go.
That's in fact, yeah. I mean, you know, that's just the way of the world. I mean, you pay for what you don't see. You pay for convenience. The bigger the bottle of Coke you buy, the more expensive it is, right?
I had that once. You get a discount. I've been told a fucking discount. If I could exchange money for mental health, I know I paid the bigger price.
Mate, it's no, it's a tough one. It's mate, anyone going through any sort of family grievance, not grievance, but like loss, when it's not a loss, when they're not dead, and then you have to pay for it as well, just rub your nose in it, just to fucking rub salt in the wound.
I feel sorry for Madeline McCann's parents, man. I look at them and I think, fuck me. Like, if they didn't get their kid, I look and think, shit, like, you don't even have the peace. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that must be so destroying.
Yeah, but
yeah, and the loss of a child is the worst, isn't it? The worst.
I think that child's alive still somewhere there. I bet you she's still alive somewhere. I bet she was sold.
That's the biggest business in the world.
Child trafficking, yeah, exactly.
Child organs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because rich people will do anything to save their child. And if it needs a new heart, they'll just buy their child, won't they?
Yeah.
And sometimes they need a healthy child to get a healthy heart, so they'll just kill a child.
Did you see that guy? It was a pig. He had a pig heart fitted.
What?
He had a what fitted?
Pig heart. He survived a couple of months and then he died.
Yeah.
He's a murderer anyway.
Maybe
Maybe that was godlike then. Yeah.
Like the son. Is that actually a true story?
No. The first one was a young boy, wasn't there? And there was a film made about him, and he survived. Yeah, and he had a pig heart and valves and everything. And then they were just doing it on everyone willy-nilly, and then it started backfiring a little bit. But they do use still in lots of heart surgery. Pig
someone else's hand. I've seen it with someone else's hand before. Like they've had someone else's hand. They've glued the different person's hand onto their hand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm even more looking forward to these robots coming out to the planet.
I'm not. I can't. No, I'm not. I think the world's already gone too tech crazy.
No.
I'm looking forward to not getting nuked. If we're not going to get nuked, so I'm looking forward to that.
We're going to get nuked. World War III is coming, mate. 23rd of November. I think it's 23rd of November, isn't it? Russia's going to bomb Germany.
But hopefully, you know, because that means I got the ice cream season out of the way.
You
I can enjoy one more year of my life.
Yeah. 2023, that's what I bet you. 2023, 23rd of November, 2023. I bet you. When it happens, remember this conversation here first. You had it here first.
He's got cancer, though, hasn't
he? Who?
Putin.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck. Then he's going to bomb everyone before he goes.
Bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit, mate. We're all talking about Putin now. The other week it was a fucking COVID. It's all controlled by the media. That's why I sold my TV. Don't even listen to LBC anymore. Mate,
the worst thing is, it's fucking news. You know, like Facebook app, I've got this news button and I click it, and like you say, loads of it's just bullshit, and you read it, you go, fucking wow. But then you get some real, like, utter bullshit articles you know aren't real, and then I think to myself, well, if I know that's not real, why am I reading that?
It's mainstream media. It's everywhere. We're controlled by what we do, and they find out what we like, and then they put. Mate, the amount of times Pretty Green. The amount of times Pretty Green just pops up somewhere, right? Like literally, or Levi's or Adidas. With me, that's all that ever pops up anywhere, because that's all I ever wear. And the amount of times that just pops up in my email or on my adverts everywhere. Sometimes it used to be Pornhub. It used to be porn that used to pop up all over the place back in the day. Now it's all clothes and stuff. Oh, no,
we've got a chat on her.
Yeah, someone's saying something sensible.
What's someone saying?
Something sensible.
Grieving for living children, no addiction, no criminal record, no mental health. All to adopt our newborn twins, who I don't even know what they look like, and I've seen a total of 6 hours supervised since they were born, and never parent assessed despite begging to be. So civil court for 8 years and on and off, because I left a man who hated me more than he could love our daughter, orchestrated by social work and life under siege for a decade, and I contacted him for help.
Social services, the system, ruining people. It's awful, and no one does understand grieving a child that hasn't died, because they think there can be nothing worse. But when a child or a person has died, that is the end, sadly, of
Yeah.
their life. But you know where you are. And when you have got an entity that is part of you that you can't touch or see or smell or parent, and you have no control over it, you are grieving the loss of that life, but they still live their life and you're not part of it. So it's a double whammy. It's not the what ifs, it's the what ifs and it's never going to be's and the whys and why me's and everything else that comes with it, because you are every day grieving, your life is on hold. And even if you distract yourself, go and do things with other people or anything else. And this is the thing, is that so many people going through this process, so we don't upset people because we're empathetic. We don't allow ourselves to constantly be like, woe is me, woe is me, woe is me. We, like, a lot of us get on with it. And that's why a lot of friends and family don't really see the true effects of how fucked up in our heads we really are, because we have to be brave. And I think that's what's so sad. So yeah, I completely sympathise with anyone going through the family court process. It is grieving for a child that is still living. It's a really good way of putting it.
I don't understand how a kid can go to school and, you know, you're not allowed to see that child, for example, but then a teacher can spend time with your kid and a load of other people. I think it's fucking mental.
I think it's
Absolutely
mental. Right?
mental.
I mean, it's mental how a dad can, and this is a true story, a dad has to see his child once a fortnight for a few hours every fortnight, and the stepdad has hit that child, been arrested for that, been told not to come back to that dad's house, and that house he owns, right? And his ex is living there for over a long time, and blah blah blah. I don't understand how that's allowed. I don't understand how a man can hit another child and spend more time with that child who's not even his son. And this is not just one case; it's multiple cases. You can be a family setup where the non-resident parent, the parties are back together. The ex-missus is with a new bloke. That new bloke, they've had a domestic violence incident, and then they've hit the child, or something's happened with that child, and that man is still allowed around that child, even though the non-resident parent isn't. How does that work?
Pass.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense how there's another man who's not even the biological father would be allowed to do that, but they are in multiple cases and multiple times. Literally, and that's
I'll tell you
not,
what. Because sometimes it doesn't fit their agenda, does it?
Of course, I think a lot of it is going to be with. I think some of it is going to be with what they know. They must know the judge. They must know someone inside. It's got to be. It's got to be what you. It's not what you know. It's who you know always. And
That's
again,
more-
speaking of
that's-
experience, I know multiple people who've gone into various criminal courts and come out with what they said they were going to come out with. Basically, after being told what they're going to be coming out with before they even got into court. And that's how fucked up that is. Siobhan's got, my daughter's autistic, non-verbal, and I don't know where in the world she is. Legal aid have not even granted a QC. That's how serious this is. And the first thing the solicitor said was social gave him the heads up because I obtained the interdict for him not to leave. She didn't even know him. He asked if she was alive for 2 years of lockdown. I have parental rights and I'm not allowed any health or education information unless social decide. Wow, that's deep. P.S. Remember, I raised my eldest from birth. Wow. Well, Siobhan, that sounds like again, it's just a messed up situation. It's one of the ones where like it blows my mind.
But did the judge actually ordered that she's not entitled to that information? Only if social services say so. Because I'd say if there was not a court order in place to say that, if you got the birth certificate, then you should. It's just mental, isn't it?
If it's been court ordered, that's wrong. It's wrong on so many different levels. It's been court ordered.
Yeah.
Well, if it hasn't been court ordered, even like I don't think anyone's going to court order unless there's specific reasons why you'd be able to. I mean, I agreed not to go next to my daughter's school, not for any other reason other than Lindsay didn't want me going next to it. But I said if I get invited in, then that's cool. So I get parents in or whatever. But Lindsay made sure that never happened. But ultimately, if you, it's very rare you're going to get court ordered not to go to school. I mean, so I've got clients that use school as a contact point, as a handover point, as a. That's
really good idea. Really good idea. You don't have to see the ex then.
She said everyone's just covering their back. There's no court order, any social work. I had contact ordered, social work just refused. That's that simple. I don't know, like, I would, if it was me personally, I would just go against what socials were saying and just go, if there's no court order in place, I'll try and access that information anyway.
That would.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it depends
100%.
if they've got social involved, they could have a child protection plan. You go against that, and then they're fighting for a PLO, and then they're up fighting for removal, because the child protection plans, the child in need plans, you know, the PLO outline is always so robust. It's actually more powerful than sometimes than an interim court order, because it can be upheld and carried out by social workers, whereas you or your ex might not upheld it, and the court does give you lenience for going, well, okay, well, they didn't know, now slap you on the wrist, whereas the social services won't. You breach any part of a CP plan and that's it. It's like a prime excuse for them. They're almost egging you on to fail, really, a lot of the time, because they profit from your child being part of the system.
£37,000, isn't it, per head? Like that? £37,000 to the council? Where did I get the number from? Why am I thinking that? Per child?
So it's £250,000 per year for a child in long-term foster care.
What, they pay that to who?
The local authority.
Jesus.
Central government. So say for example a child comes onto a CP plan, the local authority, which is obviously little government in itself, will make an application to central government for the amount of children on CP plans, and then they get money from central government. And when they go into long-term foster care, everybody's benefiting. Everybody. Unregulated, no need for insurances, sometimes just a mattress on the floor, and they can charge 750 quid a week for it. As a landlord dealing with fostering agencies, you're rubbing your hands together, especially the 14 to 17-year-old sector, because you put them in homes where you pay one person to look after them. The kids do what they want, pretty much.
Okay.
They don't care.
I've got one of the last few questions. We've got to wrap up this up soon, so I do have loads of work to do. Vicky, what would you say to anyone who's getting told by social services, right, that any dad that's getting told by social services that to let their children go into foster care, and it'd be really easy for you to get your children out of foster care once they're in there?
No, please don't do it. Don't sign a Section 20. Don't make any assumptions that it's going to be easy. You can get your kids into care like that. It can take up to 6 years to get them out.
Jesus.
It's really a dangerous game to be playing, because children naturally, to suit their environment, will make disclosures in foster care that might not necessarily be true. And then the local authority will jump on that in order to keep them in that situation. And then it's like a double whammy. You're buggered. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. So please, at all costs, if you need help and assistance, mental health, drug rehabilitation, reach out, get that, be the bigger person. But do not become reliant on the services, because it means that you can't parent independently, and they'll use that against you as well.
I'm heading out of here, guys.
I'm going to.
I love
Much
you.
love.
I'll see you later.
Nice to see you.
Love.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.